Hello, everyone, and this is my first sketchbook tour of my Strathmore sketchbook that I the other day, or at least like a few weeks ago. I think it's been 2 weeks since I did that sketchbook unpacking video of my new sketchbook that I got from Amazon, and I got total of 20 drawings to show you guys since I usually draw every single day. I'm usually able to get these sketchbook tours out pretty fast. And this time I actually got more than 15 drawings. I think I got 20 drawings to show you guys here so far. And since this 100-page sketchbook, I'm probably just gonna try to do at least 20 drawings per sketchbook tour. So I'm not just I'm not just uploading like a ton of sketchbook tours at a time, all like a bunch of them. So yeah, this has been my Strathmore sketchbook, and let's start. Here's James the Bat from Falcon Force. This is like flying fox character. I don't know why I start. For some reason, I start drawing him with fangs and stuff because flying foxes usually don't have fangs. I mean, I guess they do, but they're not like vampire bats. They're different from vampire bats stuff. I guess you could say he's more like a flying fox kind of bat since he's like large and stuff compared to other bats and stuff. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter since I usually just draw all the characters the same height and size anyway. I mean, in Falcon Force, Angel is slightly taller and larger than Talon since they're falcons, they're peregrine falcons, and yeah, the female is usually larger than the male, so I drew them like that. Yeah, it comes to their real life counterparts and stuff. Yeah. So that's when James the Bat. Hopefully, maybe I'll put maybe he has a relation towards Luna the Vampire Bats and Alucard or Speedy the Bats, Bat Dragon character that I drew. Maybe he has relations to Dracula too, the werewolf. Maybe I'll include that in at least one of the new Werewolf stories. I can bring back the Falcon Force characters in Werewolf again, and then add James the Bat and Hopper to Werewolf. So I did introduce Hopper in Werewolf once, but it was only like a small cameo because it's mostly just Talon in that I think it was Werewolf the Mythical Alphas, I think, where I included Hopper the Flying Squirrel character. Yeah, he's only a small cameo while Talon did most of the fighting. Yeah. Let's go. Here's a robot character. I like the jaw too. Yeah. I've drawn this character a lot lately. I did animations of it. I think I included him in a comic that I haven't really uploaded yet. I think it's Copy Discovery 5, which I haven't done yet. Maybe next year I'll eventually do Copy Discovery 5. I mean, the only reason why I haven't really uploaded Copy Discovery 5 yet is because I wasn't really that proud of it because I didn't know where the story was going. I mean, the story was obviously there, but it wasn't going as planned as I thought it would. I think I was too busy my ideas were going all over the place probably in that comic. maybe next year. I'll eventually upload it and then do a redo video of that as well. You guys can always check out my DeviantArt and Newgrounds if you guys are into my comics and stuff. You can just watch it there or read it there. So I upload it to those websites first before I do a redo video on YouTube. Yeah. There's a robot character. This robot character's design was inspired by Metagross from Pokemon, by the way. The robot computer pseudo legendary Pokemon Metagross. That's the inspiration for this robot design. I guess instead of 4 legs, he has 2 large legs and small. I guess he has 2 large appendages and 2 small ones. As a Metagross, he has 4 legs that are equal size. I think more like a spider robot character. Yeah. Here's Belle, the bounty hunter from Scrapper Discovery as well. And obviously her design is inspired by Samus from Metroid because Because when I did the job of Scrappy Discovery 4, I was playing a lot of like Super Metroid. And that game was fun. Really fun. I managed to beat the whole game. I think I got the 87% on it. It's either 87 or 85% completion on that game. Yeah. I played that a lot during my draft of Scrappy Discovery 4, so I come up with this character who's inspired by Samus. Yeah. I mean, I guess her mech suit's kind of different compared to Samus. I mean, she can't crawl up in a ball or do a screw attack like Samus can. But she does have her own style of weapons that I came up with for her. Yeah. She also inspired by Mega Man too. She also has like cool Mega Man abilities as well. I also play a lot of Mega Man. I think I was playing Mega Man X as well. So that's a Mega Man series I always wanted to get into, Mega Man X. But the games were just hard. At least like it was no, not Mega Man X, Mega Man Zero. Yeah, Mega Man Zero is one that I was talking about. These games I always wanted to play the other Mega Man games like Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Zero series, Mega Man X. I beat Mega Man X, but I never got into beating Mega Man Zero. And that game's just too hard, honestly. Yeah, just rambling on a bit about for video games. Here's Angel from Pocket Wars. I was just talking about, who's like Talon's wife. They're parents now, and I think she was in Pocket Force 4 as well. Who's just doing her accounting jobs. She's pretty much an accountant. Yeah. Cause I did do accounting classes I think me and my sister used to do accounting classes in college. We used to just sit back on the computer and type business stuff, accounting. I think there's certain like software you can use to do accounting and stuff. To like, I think is either accounting or I think it is accounting. Is you do like basic business equations and stuff and business stuff. I think it is accounting. Cause I think it was Microsoft PowerPoint or Microsoft PowerPoint that I use for accounting classes, I think. Oh, well, yeah. I just know that it involves computers and equations and stuff. Yeah, she's pretty much an accountant, while Talon does more of the actual like Falcon stuff. Talon's technically like a police officer. He's a sky patrol officer, which is basically just the police, but in the sky. Yeah. Here's a live drawing of a cat. This is a normal cat character. Yeah. Cats are cool. Yeah. There's plenty of strays in my neighborhood too. There's plenty of stray cats. There's stray cats everywhere in my neighborhood. There's like stray chickens, cats, and luckily there's no stray dogs that I deal with when I do my exercising. But there are stray cats a lot. There are even stray cats in my lawn sometimes too. My backyard. Yeah. The cool thing about cats is that I mean we technically own dogs, but cats own us. They own us with their cuteness. We domesticate. You know how we domesticate dogs. Well, cats domesticate us. So, yeah. Here's Electra, the dragon character that I like to draw too. It's like a dragon, like I guess you say it's a dragon snake. This is a normal dragon character. He's electric powers too. I drew him extra wings to make him more stand out apart from the other dragons as well. So I just do a lot of dragon art. I keep coming up with new dragon characters too sometimes. Maybe I should just stay consistent with like certain dragon characters. So I keep in contact with I can keep I can familiarize with the dragon characters. I just keep drawing. I can just draw them all over again. So just keep coming up with new characters. I'm still technically still doing that to this day. Yeah, Electra, the dragon character. Here's a spaceship drawing that I did. And this spaceship was the same spaceship design that I used for my spaceship flipbook. The spaceship fun flipbook. Yeah, it's the same thing. The only difference is that I didn't include a stick figure character in the drawing. Yeah. I did a spaceship drawing video too, but that video didn't really get that much love on YouTube. So yeah, I do want to do more spaceship designs too eventually. And this spaceship design was inspired by the spaceships in Star Fox. And Star Fox is a series I haven't really played yet. I think I played Star Fox 64 with my brothers back then. But other than that, I never actually played like any Star Fox games. At least the other ones. Yeah, aside from Star Fox 64. Yeah. Star Fox is kind of cool. I mean, I did play Super Smash Bros. And I used to pick Fox all the time. Yeah. And Super Smash Bros. Melee, the old game. The old Smash Bros. Game I used to play with my brother and sisters all the time. Here's Kaida the dragon. Like I guess you say a swimsuit. Like a cute swimsuit and stuff. This Kaida the dragon. I guess she's Drake's girlfriend too. I haven't really got back into their relationship yet because I haven't really made a sequel to Fight the Dragon. I guess that's supposed to be more like a one-off comic. Maybe in the future I'll bet you, or at least next year, I'll do like a sequel to Fight the Dragon if there's a demand for it. So people love this character. At least on DeviantArt they do. Yeah, I'm not going to get any farther into that on why. So let's go. Here's Figgy the squirrel in a cute dress and stuff, and like stockings and stuff. Figgy the squirrel. Here's the wyvern character I had to draw too. I think I did come up with a name for this character. Cause this is one of the other dragon characters I like to draw all the time too. I think I did one time come up with a name, but I don't remember. Probably didn't remember it. I also did some animations too, and like drawing videos and animations of the wyvern dragon character. I did a drawing video and then I did animation. Yeah. I think it was a wyvern courtship animation where like this male wyvern tried to like court a female wyvern. It's kind of funny because he was doing like this performance dance for her, and she said that texting her would probably be better, and probably this was funny. Yeah, I guess people didn't really like it because I didn't really design the dragons as detailed as I usually do. Yeah, so that's wyvern. Here's Lumen the vampire bat from Werewolf. Yeah, just relaxing and stuff. I did. I guess she's technically wearing pants, so hopefully this is not revealed too much. Yeah, because she's wearing pants. Usually that's what she usually wear. I guess I can show this on YouTube. I guess. I mean, as long as if I don't make the videos for kids, I'm able to at least show this. Because I did erase some details in this area right here. Yeah, her behind. Yeah. Here's Kenju from Werewolf, who's the werewolf from Werewolf. Yeah. He's more like a cyborg now, honestly. Maybe I'll come up with a few new tech moves for him, at least in the future. Yeah, because he was getting kind of owned by that saber-tooth tiger man. You know, Solomon? Yeah, he's probably getting owned by him in that War of Milk Alphas. I guess that's because I couldn't come up with any new ways for him to fight back. Or at least come up with new ways to fight him. Aside from lasers and yeah. I guess, I would like to make more werewolf comics in the future too. I was going to. I won't tease it. I was going to tease it a little bit because of this Luna Vampire Bats and the Kenju. I was gonna tease them being in a relationship eventually. Yeah, a little spoiler for you guys, like future werewolf stuff. I mean, I did tease it in Werewolf. I think the last Werewolf comic that they at least Luna they have a crush on each other and stuff. Yeah, I've been teasing that relationship. Well, obviously, That would be kind of good. That'd probably be a very funny redemption for Kenju. What happened to his wife in World War III? Yeah, if he, if Dracula took his wife away, then he's able to he's able to like he's able to take his relationship with his daughter, like an ultimate revenge. It's pretty funny. Here's the mech robot that I get to draw too. I guess it's more like a mech dinosaur because I drew him like a this like kind of like a dinosaur legs and stuff for him. I guess the mechs were inspired by the mechs from I think the mechs from Final Fantasy. It's either Final Fantasy or Halo that got inspired from this design. Probably the mechs from Halo, probably because they have these weird legs that look kind of like dinosaurs. Or at least when I used to play Contra too. There were mechs from Contra, Halo, and like Final Fantasy that'll have these like weird legs and stuff. These weird like backwards legs that are like dinosaur like. Yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing ever as a kid. So when I learned how to draw eventually, I just drew that and did animations of it all the time too. Yeah. Here's Brutus, the beetle from Karate Bugs. His fighting stance. He's in his fighting stance on the last episode, too. Episode 11, where he's training Mush and he's being a complete douchebag. He's being like a jerk to Mush and stuff. I guess he was like doing like that tough love kind of thing for for Mush and stuff. Yeah. He's just not that type of character. I guess the inspiration for his character was Raphael from Ninja Turtles. I mean, I already got enough inspiration from Ninja Turtles and Karate Bugs, obviously. I mean, that was the series that inspired Karate Bugs, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I was binge watching Ninja Turtles. I think I already told that story already. I think I was binge watching Ninja Turtles, I think the 2012 series, the one that was on Nickelodeon, the first one. I mean, Rise of the TMNT is also pretty good, but I haven't really watched that much of that one. So I heard people really like that show compared to the other Ninja Turtles too. But they usually don't really reruns of that show that much as compared to the 2012 version. I guess the 2012 version of Ninja Turtles is mostly more beloved than the other one, Rising of TMNT. But the 2012 version was the one that inspired Karate Bugs, along with the 80s series, which will also sometimes get reruns on the Toy Toros channel on Pluto TV. I used to watch both of them, the 80s version and the 2012 version on that channel. And that one inspired Karate Bugs, obviously. Yeah. So he's pretty much just Raphael from Ninja Turtles, at least in terms of character. I guess he's more. I guess you say Brutus is more goofier than he's more goofier than Raph. Yeah. Here's the Spike Kaiju that I like to draw too. The Spike Kaiju character, more dinosaur characters I keep coming up with. I guess I did do a drawing video of this character once, and I did include that one these spines, like these large spines right here, but I did include these like upward spines. Yeah, he's more like a Godzilla kind of character. Yeah, King Ghidorah. Oh, King Ghidorah is the dragon, I think. What was that other kaiju character? It was this other kaiju character, this turtle kaiju that I fought Godzilla once. I forgot what his name was. But I know he came out at the same time as Godzilla. And it was like very like it was like Japanese and stuff. God, what his name was? I think it's I know it's a turtle kaiju. Like he does like drop kicks and stuff all the time. Maybe you can leave it in the comment section. You know what I'm talking about. It's this turtle kaiju character. He does drop kicks to people and like flies over the rocket with his shell and stuff. Forgot what his name was. Maybe I'll need to look it up. Yeah. Here's CR4 or Chris from Chicago Discovery. He's a robot character. He's just happy. He's a happy robot character. He just split his arms into like rockets and stuff, rocket legs, rocket punches all the time. Yeah. He's also the protector of SD2, the search and discover robots. Yeah. Here's the dragon character that I did. At least it's supposed to be like a lizard character. I guess I call this the false dragon. Yeah, it's a fake, like a false dragon, like a fake dragon, like a lizard who's pretending to be a dragon because these are like fake wings, and then these like lines on his belly like a dragon. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a giant lizard character. It was like a false dragon. Yeah, maybe I'll call him that from now on. Maybe give him a name. I call him like what's a good name? Yeah, I'll just call him the false dragon from to a veggie couple a name for him. Yeah, that's the other character I like to draw too. Yeah, keep coming up with new characters all the time. Here's Delta, the Anthroplane Lady character, or Aeromorph character. I like to draw too. Yeah, I did want to come up with a pilot from her from like a cartoon pilot. I did tease the idea, but I haven't really come up into. I haven't really been working on that project yet. I wanted to at least wait till next year until I eventually. I think it's called Delta's Delivery Service. It's the pilot I wanted to come up with. It's just her delivering packages to people and stuff, and her competing with Chopper, to deliver as much packages as possible to people. she's like a delivery lady character who just flies around, does delivers people's packages and stuff. Delta's Delivery Service. That was the pilot name that I came up with for a cartoon pilot. Yeah, maybe in the future I'll eventually come up with maybe I'll come up with it at least soon. Cause I did want to make it, but I didn't know how to start it and stuff. Cause I was too busy focusing on other videos, at least drawings videos, at least. Yeah. So that's a little teaser for the pilot I wanted to make of her. That's the delivery service. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye out on that too. And here's a dragon character. I guess it's supposed to be like a dragon version of myself from Newgrounds. So I did come up with a dragon persona of myself, like the red dragon character. He kind of looks like Fang, like a combination of Fang and Ryan. The dragon characters I came up with. Yeah, yeah. He like stands up on his hind legs like Fang, but he also has the dragon proportions like Ryan does. Yeah. We got Sketchbook, he draws and stuff. And here's Hopper from Warwolf, who's like a Jackalope character. He has electric powers just like Electro does. Yeah. He shoots like electric balls from his like electro ball from his antlers and stuff. He shoots out in people. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's also able to draw electricity into himself as well. He's able to absorb electricity, kind of like Pikachu does. Yeah, it's kind of like a blue lightning character. I did want it to. We'll include him in the next Werewolf comic too, because he's pretty much just a main character in Werewolf. Honestly, kind of like more of those mythical creature characters. And yeah, that was it. It's been 20 drawings. Hopefully I didn't ramble. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much in this video because I was just lost in thoughts in the middle of just showing the drawings. I was just talking about the inspiration of these drawings and stuff. Just telling you guys. Yeah. So that's been part one of my Strathmore sketchbook. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Also, look out for Delta's Delivery Service. That's the title of my cartoon pod I'm going to do for Delta. And that's it. Hello there, and this is part 2 of my Strathmore sketchbook. And I got a total of 20 drawings to show you guys, at least 20 new drawings and like certain other drawings that might be the same as the other sketchbook tour, but I did add Well, I did add some new drawings, but there are also some old drawings that old characters that I usually draw, but I add new features to them, or at least new art to them and stuff. Or at least I did a different drawing of that character and stuff. So this is my Strathmore sketchbook. So this is part two. So let's start. Here's Ryan the Dragon, just relaxing and stuff. Ryan the Dragon character that I like to draw as well. I think I changed up his design a lot lately because he used to be more dragon-like. Or at least more bigger nose or more. He wasn't as cartoony as he is now. Stuff. Yeah, I guess I cartoonify him more because I wanted him to be more like a character. Because I wanted to make animations of him too. Yeah, I guess the cartoon drawings are more easier to animate than the realistic ones, the live drawings in general. I mean, I could do animations of live drawings, but it won't be as like fluid as like the cartoony drawings, or as easy. Yeah. So that's drawing the dragon. Maybe I'll make a comic or a story of him one of these days. Hopefully. 'Cause I think I did do a dragon comic once, like this dragon, Drake the Dragon. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't draw him this time. Drake the Dragon. Yeah. So that's Ryan the Dragon. Here's Jack the Jackalope from Werewolf, who's in the last Sketchbook tour. Because last Sketchbook tour, this page was empty and it was like left for this page, and it was like I think it was like 18 drawings, I think. Now 20 drawings, and now this is the last page of the last Sketchbook tour. Yeah, Jack the Jackalope. Here's a Galactica here that I also drew the other day. I also did a drawing video of. But this is the other drawing I did of him. At least a less detailed version. A less detailed version of the Galactica here. But this is like a live drawing. Yeah. I'm getting spit everywhere and stuff. On my camera. Yeah. It's kind of like a euglid related to rhinos and horses and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like a herbivore that existed back then during the Ice Age period. I guess like the later, middle, and later Miocene, which is pretty much the Ice Age. I know it's pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much like the dawn, like pretty much the age of mammals, pretty much. Yeah, yeah. Different kinds of mammals of every kind you can think of. Yeah. See, they even have the weirder ones like this one, Galactica ears. Here's the Axe Knight character. I like the jaw as well. Maybe I'll make an animation of him too, or at least a flipbook of him. Well, maybe it's a normal animation because flipbooks are kind of small. It's kind of I like to draw him large compared to most other characters. So maybe like a normal animation, like a IBS paint animation of him at least one of these days. Because I like drawing him a lot because it's very cool, like robot warrior character, Axe Knight character. Yeah. I think I said this before. I think I actually say this every time I draw him, but this design was inspired by Lego Bionicle toys that I always wanted as a kid. Yeah. But by the time the Lego Bionicle came out, I was already too old to play with toys. So, yeah, I mean, I did eventually get a Lego Bionicle as a kids meal. When that was the thing, when you used to get toys with your meal at restaurants and stuff. I got a Lego Bionicle as a kids meal, but I didn't know how to build one because it was like these are like Legos for like adults and stuff and older kids. I mean, I guess I was an older kid at the time, but I wasn't used to building Legos at the time. Yeah. I was more like a toy car kind of guy. Or at least toy car kind of kid back then. I used to collect toy cars all the time. And wrestling toys too. I wasn't used to like building Legos. So that's why I didn't end up building one. Yeah. I didn't want any more Lego Bionicle toys, but I was too old to play with toys at the time. So yeah. Lego Bionicle was the coolest thing ever, honestly. Yeah. I kind of wish they since channels like Cartoon Network had like Lego cartoons like Lego Bionicle and Lego Chima, like no Lego Ninjago and Lego Chima and stuff. I wish there was a Lego Bionicle cartoon. That would be kind of cool, honestly. Imagine if Toonami was still on Cartoon Network and they had a Lego Bionicle cartoon on Toonami. That'd be amazing, honestly. Yeah, but Toonami's on Adult Swim now, so yeah. Here's Bree, the moth from Karate Bugs, and her friend, the Mushroom Kid. Yeah, she pretty much developed. She pretty much became like a mom, honestly, to this Mushroom Kid. Well, at least like a motherly figure. Yeah, to this mushroom child character. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail into how that happened. I mean, it's kind of a weird way to have a kid. Well, she technically didn't have a kid, but she like the mushroom will poison her, develop into like got stabilized and turned into this mushroom kid character. Yeah, I guess she became more like a motherly figure character that she adopted this mushroom character and stuff. Yeah, in Karate Bugs. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to go into detail on how that happened. All you have to know is that they they got the potion, the antidote to save her from being poisoned by the mushrooms, and then it stabilized and turned into a little mushroom kid, like a red mushroom kid and stuff. Yeah, the antidote. Yeah, from Karate Bugs. Yeah, I pretty much included the entire arc of Karate Bugs, like through what episodes 1 through 7. Yeah, that's entire arc of Karate Bugs. I'm going into a new arc recently on episode I guess 10, where I started a new arc where it went from saving Bree from the poisonous mushrooms to like the mushrooms trying to get their citizenship back. Yeah, I like developing like these kind of arcs. It's been inspired by shows like Dragon Ball Z, where it's not technically seasons but different arcs in certain animes and stuff. That's what the inspiration was. Yeah, hopefully I'll do that for Karate Bugs too. Have to go to different arcs and stuff in different seasons. Yeah. Here's a dinosaur kaiju that I had to draw as well. I guess he's more dinosaur like in this picture because I drew spikes on his knees too, on his legs too. I usually don't always draw spikes on his legs, but I drew them this time to be more detailed. It looks cooler that way. Sometimes I draw them with less spikes. Sometimes I draw them with more spikes. Sometimes I draw them more dinosaur-like. Sometimes I draw bigger. Sometimes too. Yeah. Compared to like 4 years ago when I first drew a dinosaur kaiju and then my sketchbook tour, yeah, it's completely different. Honestly, he looked more. He looked more like kaiju like, or at least more humanoid like, or yeah, he looked more humanoid or more anthropomorphic the first time I drew him, and now he looks more dinosaur like. I could show you guys the old drawing, but I had to skim through my sketchbooks again. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could. I have an old sketchbook here. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can find it here. Uh, I'm currently looking for the dinosaur kaiju drawing that I did like years back on that old sketchbook. Let me see. Yeah, never mind. I was trying to look for this in this sketchbook. Look for like an old dinosaur kaiju drawing, but I think it'll take too long, so it'll be another time. Yeah. Here's Speaking of Squirrel, this cute squirrel guy character as usual. I just love drawing her. Yeah. She has a very simple like squirrel girl design and stuff. I guess I guess the other character I like to draw too is like Harry the Beaver, who's also very simple to draw. Because usually when I don't know what to draw, I usually just draw her instead. Because her design is so simple, and She's a simple spoiled girl character. I also included her in. I finally included her in a story once now. I included her in Delta's delivery service yeah, Delta threw a package at her. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Delta was delivering as Delta, the info plane lady. Yeah, her. She was like delivering packages and stuff. She do the her she threw her figures delivery at her face and stuff. It's pretty funny. Yeah, yeah. She's figures in Delta's delivery service. Yeah. Here's the the robot mech character like the draw. The robot mech character, but this time I include a stick figure actually piloting it. And this is a drawing I did during the live stream too. You might see some like live stream drawings in here. Yeah, the stick figure character piloting him now. I guess because this robot character was supposed to be as large as the other robots, why I decided to do it like this. Yeah, because he's supposed to be like a mech robot. I mean, I guess we'll do controller. But I guess I can have Belle the Bounty Hunter control him too, because her helmet or her suit design is similar to the robot mech and stuff. Yeah. Maybe I should just have her piloting it. Yeah, but I decided this is a random stick figure because stick figures are cool. Here's Angel the Falcon from Falcon Force, who I think I also do during a live stream as well. I think I did a digital drawing of her first during one of my during my lesser live streams. I used during my during that live stream that I was testing out and stuff. I was testing out this live streaming app on my tablet where I'm able to do digital drawings on, and it keep messing up because I wasn't able to see the live chat. It was kind of weird. Yeah, so I had to do it like a normal live stream. A funny thing about that is that I tried 3 times in order to try to like get a live stream on during that day, and I couldn't figure it out and stuff. It's pretty weird. Yeah. Yeah, these live stream apps on the tablets don't work. Don't trust them. Oh, that's a notification on my tablet. Yeah. Yeah, don't if you're playing a live stream, if you're playing a live stream anything, just live stream on your laptop. Don't live stream on your tablet because those apps don't work. Yeah, don't trust them. So that's went off topic. Talon, the angel, the fucking stuff, who's like Talon's wife and stuff. Yeah, they have kids now too. Their parents now. I guess she's more like a content lady. She's compared to Talon, who does like police work, or Talon's a Sky Patrol officer, which is pretty much just the police, honestly. And she's an accountant who does all his computer work for him. Yeah, it's kind of like how my sister does her like computer stuff. Yeah, I guess most computer jobs are more bigger jobs nowadays. You get paid more money to do it less and stuff. Yeah, because everything's technology now. Here's Rex the Dragon. I have the jaw as well. The land Earth Dragon character. I guess he's similar to like the dinosaur kaiju, but he's like 4-legged instead. I guess I also based the design off of the Asian dragons with the antlers and stuff, but I wanted the antlers to be more like pudgy and stuff, more like bulky and antlers and stuff. Yeah. I wanted to be more like an Asian dragon, but like a combination between the Asian dragon and a European dragon. Kind of like a flightless dragon and stuff. Yeah. It's more like a kaiju character. Here's Lou and the Vampire Bats in a cute dress and stuff, who I've been drawing and stuff. I think I'll do this also during a live stream as well. Yeah, I've been drawing kind of dresses now. I guess because her wearing pants is like very like tomboyish because she's like a tomboy. Yeah, but I decided to do her in a dress to make her more feminine. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yeah, I just think that she's more cute. She looks more cuter in a dress, or at least if I start drawing her in shorts, at least. Yeah, I just wanted to draw her in different clothes. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I do the same for Figgy as well. I draw different clothing. Yeah. She's also from Werewolf too. And her previous design from the first Werewolf looked terrible, honestly. Yeah, that's old art and stuff. I made that comic back in 2020, I think. Yeah, during the pandemic and stuff. Yeah, so I had time to draw like a long comic since I was at home all the time. I draw a long comic and stuff. Yeah, when I was doing that comic, the first World comic, I was drawing 2 pages a day since I have extra time, so I wasn't working as much. So I was able to draw that long comic. I was drawing like 2 or 3 pages a day. It's just too much, honestly. I don't think I'll ever do that again, or at least to make a comic as long as First Werewolf again. That comic goes that's like 20 pages per comic and stuff. It's pretty long. Yeah, it's Werewolf. Here's Harry the Beaver, who's also a character I like to draw a lot too. Simple beaver design. He was originally supposed to be Figgy's boyfriend, because like at least in the comic that I drew of Big the Squirrel, that comic draft I did, I never uploaded. Yeah, he was originally supposed to be Figgy's boyfriend. Who's going to meet her, and she had a crush on him and stuff, and they were developing a relationship. I guess it's supposed to be like my my stories of doing romance comics and stuff. I tried to like have a chance at doing romance comics, but I'm not good at romance at all. I mean, I guess because I never actually had a girlfriend, but I mean, aside from that one girl that asked me out once, I was usually flirting with the girls in my classes and in my on my sports team I used to be on. I was doing track in high school, and I was flirting with the girls during my drawing classes and track team and stuff. Other than that, I kind of never been like official relationship. Yeah, yeah, pretty like low by myself. But I was flirting with the girls in my class and stuff. Yeah, I guess because I prefer courting over dating. Here's a Nyctosaur, a Nyctosaur or Nectosaur. It's kind of like a pterosaur with a long, large sail on its head. It looks pretty cool, honestly. I like the drawing the pterosaurs with the long sails on their heads. It looks pretty cool, honestly. Despite that there's a variety of pterosaurs and variety of mosasaurs and all that stuff, but it's kind of cool, honestly. It's kind of like I like to imagine God as like God when he created the earth. Yeah, this earth is technically his sketchbook and stuff. So he keeps coming up with animals and characters and stuff to like you know how I come up with characters, like he come up with characters and stuff and drawings. I like to imagine God as an artist who keeps developing characters and animals to Earth in his sketchbook and stuff. And the Earth is his sketchbook. Yeah, I like to imagine God as an artist like myself. I guess when God would create the Earth, he also I guess when the Earth is technically a sketchbook, honestly, he keeps changing and developing. I guess climate changes is. I guess he was going to like a. I guess God was going to like a reptile phase during the dinosaur era. Yeah, because every animal on the planet was a reptile during that dinosaur period, the Cretaceous. Yeah, yeah. I guess the Cretaceous is pretty much God's like reptile phase. Yeah, I like to imagine that. It's pretty funny. Here are some robot characters. Here's Console Man that I did the animation of. Here's a drawing robot. And here's some new robot characters I had to draw as well. There's a drone robot. And here's like a samurai fighting robot. And here's like a helicopter robot. Yeah, I wanted a couple of new robot designs. So like aside from Console Man, I come up with these 4 new robot designs. Yeah. I just like coming up with robot designs in general because robots are cool. Yeah. Here's a live drawing of a mongoose. So mongooses are cool. Yeah. I guess because I could give a little I could give like story of colonialism for you guys on the Virgin Islands. Um in the US Virgin Islands, you know, St. Croix Thomas and St. John, settlers and colonialists brought mongooses from Africa in order to deal with rats and stuff. But since mongooses hunt during the day, they stop eating the rats. They eat all the snakes instead. So there's absolutely no venomous snakes on the islands anymore. Yeah, they eat all the venomous snakes and stuff. It's pretty funny. Yeah, and there are mongooses in the Virgin Islands. That's how they came and stuff. They settlers brought them from Africa. A little interesting like note for you guys. You guys were the Virgin Islands and stuff. My parents are from the Virgin Islands in general, so yeah. Mongoose, live drawing a mongoose and stuff. Here's Hugo, the cat from Cat Island Adventures. Yeah, I guess this design is very familiar with because it's just a cool design in general. I guess he's similar to Solomon, the saber-toothed cat man that I also made as well. I guess he's similar to that as well. So I'm drawing Hugo and Solomon and stuff. I guess Hugo is more like a teenage cat boy character. Oh, he's teenage cat character, cat boy character and stuff in general. So yeah, he's interesting, like cool stuff, like usual boys are into and stuff, like go cards, tablets and stuff, computer stuff, like yeah. It kind of reminds me of my. I guess I based them off of my little cousins that I usually have, because usually since my family's from the Virgin Islands, it's kind of hard to keep up with all the cousins I have. Honestly, I have younger cousins, older cousins, and yeah, Hugo reminds me of my younger cousins. I guess that's what I based his character off of. Honestly, my younger cousins on my family. Yeah. Okay. Here's the teddy bear emperor character I like to draw, like a teddy bear girl character, and it's like this teddy bear character falls in love with her. It's pretty funny. I gotta do like a city landscape drawing, like a landscape drawing as well. She just mind her own business, and this teddy bear character fall in love with her. I guess it's the teddy bear from like the teddy bear. I guess the teddy versus turtle versus teddy, and the book that I did. I can show you guys here, right here. I have this right here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's the same character. Turtle is Teddy. I can show you guys a little animation. Yeah. And Turtle wins because he blows fire and stuff and destroys them. Yeah, Turtle wins. Yeah, he lost to the turtle. Yeah, this little flipbook animation I did. I did a video on that as well. Maybe I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to see the whole animation in general. I mean, I guess I always show you guys here, but yeah. Okay. These teddy bear characters. He's a Sword Knight character that I like to draw as well. I guess Sword Knight is similar to the Axe Knight character in terms of the robot designs. This is more humanoid compared to the X Knight character. Cause X Knight's more robotic, while this is more humanoid robot character. Yeah, yeah. This design was inspired by the Gundam robots, the robots from Gundam. Yeah, Gundam used to be on Toonami and stuff. I used to watch that all the time. At least I watched like the later versions of Gundam. So I don't think I was able to watch Toonami very early on. I think I was able to watch Toonami during like. My earliest memories of Toonami was the Tom 2 era of Toonami. Yeah, I think that's where I watched Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, Big O, Rurouni Kenshin, Cowboy Bebop, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, I watched all those shows when I was all on Toonami and stuff. Yeah. I also watched like obscure shows like Megas XLR and T-Type. I watched Teen Titans too. Like Teen Titans was very cool too. And I watched Mega XLR, which is also like obscure pick. Yeah, it's kind of a shame what happened to that show, Mega XLR. That show was legitimately funny, honestly. Oh, here it is. It's a mosasaur drawing. Okay, flip the page like this. I guess this looks more like mosasaur than the one on my flipbook videos. Yeah. I had a flipbook here too. Let me see. I did a mosasaur flipbook the other day. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's a mosasaur flipbook, and this one looks more like a mosasaur compared to the one in the flipbook. And I combined together to like keep the pages together and stuff. Maybe I should have done a flipbook video like that, flip like this. But since the pages takes up most of the drawing takes most of the pages, I didn't flip it like that. So yeah, I should have done that instead of like the photo picture of the book I eventually did. Other than that, YouTube didn't like that video for some reason. I'm not sure. Yeah, here's the Bulbasaur. Bulbasaurs are very cool, honestly. Bulbasaurs. Here is a Freddy character I had to draw, who I keep drawing all the time, and I haven't come up with a name for her either. Because usually when I come up with names, I come up with simple names for my characters. I do eventually come up with names for my characters I like to draw, but I haven't come up with a name for this character yet. I guess it's because I didn't include her in the story yet either. I got a whole collection of characters that I keep drawing, but I can't keep all the names of them. Yeah. I guess it's when you're creative, you like come up with characters and stuff. Yeah. I just love coming up with characters in my spare time. Yes, Elf Lady character. She's wearing that cute dress and stuff, a long dress. Yeah. And I guess that's it. There's been I like to draw more. I did do 20 drawings so far. And hopefully the next sketchbook tour I'll do 20 drawings again. Or at least 18 or at least 20 drawings at least. Because I want to make more sketchbook tours, but I want to make them longer. So there's not as much parts compared to my other sketchbook tours. Because my other sketchbook tours, I usually draw 15 drawings and then I do a sketchbook tour. But this time I do 20 drawings and then I do one. Yeah. I want to make these longer so they're not just piling up on my sketchbook playlist. Yeah. Or you can just watch like the compilations if you guys are interested in my sketchbook tours and stuff in general. So that's been part 2 of my sketchbook, my Strathmore sketchbook. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello there, and this is part 3 of my Strathmore sketchbook, my Strathmore sketchbook tour. And I got a total of 20 new drawings to show you guys, like both old and new characters alike, because, I mean, I could just do all new drawings, but they come up with characters is kind of like challenging sometimes, especially if it's not like a character that I include in a story. Like coming up with new characters in general can be kind of challenging sometimes. I mean, I actually come up with them on the fly, but I'm usually able to like include them in the story or at least like draw them multiple times. Like this character right here, the Elf Lady character. Yeah, I come up with her on the fly, but like I included multiple drawings of her for years now. So yeah. At least I come up with one new character at a time. At least, yeah. I don't want to come up with like a bunch of characters out of nowhere, you know. So yeah, got some. It's both like character art and live drawings, but it's mostly just character art and stuff. So yeah, let's start. Here's Console Man, which I also made both animation of in a flipbook animation. I think it was an IBS Paint animation I did of Console Man, and then I made a flipbook animation. Yeah, Console Man, like a robot, like video game console. I mean, I guess he's kind of like BMO, because BMO is also a video game robot from Adventure Time. Yeah, I think he's kind of like him, but he's more like a actual console you put in the TV instead of like a Game Boy console like BMO is. Yeah. I think the inspiration for this design was probably the original Xbox or the Xbox One that I used to have. Yeah. It looks more like an Xbox in terms of consoles and stuff. Yeah. The Xbox back then was the coolest console ever, honestly. I always wanted an Xbox when I was a kid, but the Xbox was expensive even back then. Well, I was eventually able to get one when I got older, but like the original Xbox, like the original one. I wanted that one when I was a kid. Yeah. But the Xboxes are expensive, so yeah. So I just got the Xbox One later. So yeah. Console Man. Here's a Dragon Lady character. Linda from Colton and his Kaiju. Yeah, it's a very like underrated comic. Like it's one of my one-off comics I did, Colton and his Kaiju. And I also did a comic review of that too. If you guys are interested, you can check it out. And you see this character right here, Linda the dragon from Colton is Kaiju. Yeah. And I think the turtle kaiju fall in love with her too. It's pretty funny. Yeah. I did. I originally designed her more dragon-like originally, but I wanted her to be more feminine, so I made her more anthropomorphic than I usually did last time. At least in the draft. Yeah. At least a more girly character. Yeah. Speaking of turtle kaiju, this is a turtle kaiju, but this is not the one that's from the one from Colton is Kaiju. This is a different turtle kaiju. This is more like a four-legged one. Well, the one turtle kaiju and the Colton is Kaiju is more like an actual dinosaur. Yeah, I guess you could say I guess you could say this is his brother or something. Yeah, they're brothers, Kaiju brothers. Yeah. I think I spent too much design. I think I over designed the shell a little bit. Yeah, I do like emphasizing the shell on turtle characters because it's very fun. I could just go whack on the character the shell designs. Yeah, it's just kind of like a mountain like shell and stuff. Yeah. Here's Abby from Karate Bugs. I guess would you guys consider her the main character of Karate Bugs? Or at least when the show came out, at least when I first made the first episodes? Well, I guess she's the main character of episode 1 at least. Yeah, because the focus mostly on her training stuff. Because she was falling behind the other characters in terms of training. And then I think Resta Anton used a flower to help her lose food, like nectar from a flower, in order to help her train her that way. That was inspired by Kung Fu Panda. Like Master Shifu used food to help Po with his training. I used to say the same thing for Karate Bugs. So yeah, Master Anton used a flower and nectar to feed her while she's training and stuff. Yeah. Here's a chicken lady character. Yeah, I decided a chicken lady character the other day, and I anthropomorphized her more. So this is like a chicken lady harpy character. Yeah, yeah, it's basically a new character, honestly. I guess she's kind of like the harpy lady. What's her name again? I mean, I have so many characters, I keep forgetting the names of them. Especially if I didn't draw that character in a while. I did have a harpy lady character once. I think she became Angel's sister in Falcon Force 3. Yeah, but I haven't drawn her in a while, so I don't remember her name. But I know she's Angel's sister from Falcon Force. Yeah, the design was similar to this one, but this one's more chicken-like than the other one was. I know I had a Harper Lady character drawing that I used to do all the time. Yeah. Here's Celadon, who was like my version of Godzilla. More lizard-like, more like... I guess he's smaller than Godzilla, since he's more like dinosaur-like than Godzilla is. Yeah. Celadon. He also spits out lasers like Godzilla does too. Here's Figgy the Squirrel, who, I mean, it won't be a Sketchbook video of Figgy the Squirrel drawing in it. Yeah. Figgy the Squirrel. Here's the Wyvern character that I like to animate and draw too. I haven't forgot about this character either. I mean, I haven't come up with a name for him either, but I just like drawing him in general. Yeah. I do change up his design a little. Sometimes I will include like his belly. Sometimes like his belly flaps like this. But sometimes I don't include it. And sometimes I made him more like cartoon like, and then sometimes I made him more dragon like. Sometimes, yeah. But if I want to do like a complete drawing, I include his belly flaps like this, and the soft belly right here. Yeah, to add more design to the dinosaur characters. Yeah, I think I did that for Zildon too. Like the belly, the soft belly that lizards and reptiles usually have. Yeah. So, yeah. Here's the Moss Lady that I like to draw too. Moss Lady character. She's also in Flacco Force 3 too. I just like drawing her in general too because she's just very cool design in general. Moss Lady. Here's the spaceship design I like to draw too. I did both a drawing video and a flipbook of the spaceship design, and I included in a I already said that. Yeah, included in a flipbook animation, which I'm surprised did well on YouTube because it's actually doing well on most of my other flipbooks. Because I thought that video was dead, honestly. I think because maybe I shouldn't comment videos so fast on the first day or the second day at least. Yeah, because videos usually don't gain views until like the week after. It's usually where YouTube actually picks up and stuff on your videos. Yeah, especially if you're known on YouTube. I guess I had to wait until the video processes first before I start counting the videos as a hit or something. Because any video can technically explode on my channel. Yeah, if people are interested. Here's a lion. I guess to say this is like a manticore. But it doesn't have like the... Yeah, I guess it's more like a manticore, but it doesn't have the human face. I know he's a flying lion manticore character. Yeah. I guess manticores do fly, but it doesn't have like the human face. He's more of a lion face than a human face. I guess I'm thinking of manticores. Leave in the comments if this is like a manticore in terms of flying, like the flying lion creature. Because I think I based this manticore design mostly off the manticore from Adventure Time, the funny one. Just going for a midlife crisis in the middle of the episode. It's pretty funny. I forgot that Adventure Time episode was, but I know this was an Adventure Time episode where Finn freed a manticore, like a small one, and he's like going through this all dialogue, trying to be this big man, and then Finn saves him, and he just go through this episode. He's just going through like an episode in the episode itself. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Here's Betsy the cow lady character, in like a cute jean skirt and a sweater. She's just doing like a pose, like a cute girly pose and stuff. Here's the goblin lady, who was like cute, shy goblin lady character. I think I drew her. She had a different design before. I drew her more like a ponytail when the first time I drew her. But her design was too similar to the rabbit lady character that I also drew as well. So I changed her hair a little to be more like wavy like this. Maybe I will include her maybe in a werewolf comic once. Maybe one of these days I'll include her in a werewolf comic because that's more like a fancy kind of comic series I do. Maybe I'll include her in werewolf one of these days. Maybe because the same can be said about Betsy too, but Betsy's already in a animation. She's in Stone Ninja. Yeah, she's the cow lady for Stone Ninja and stuff. Yeah. So here's Kirby, the friendly monster character. I guess you say he's more like Barney because he's supposed to be this ferocious dinosaur, but he's like friendly and stuff. Yeah. Or he could be like more like an imaginary friend from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends or something. Like a kid will come up to be a friendly monster character. I guess I'm thinking. Speaking of Foster's, I think I based his character design off of Eduardo. That's what I'm thinking of. Eduardo from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, who like speaks Spanish sometimes. Yeah. I think I can't decide what's my favorite character, either Wilt or Eduardo. I mean, I like Wilt more, just on the final episode of Foster's. I like Wilt more. Here's a Griffin character. There's a Griffin design. Also made his like front legs more bird-like in terms of his claws and stuff. And I made him more lion-like on his half his body and stuff. Yeah. I think I designed him more a little because I add him like fur, like feathers here, and I add fur for the rest of his body. Yeah. I think I just made him more bird-like than Griffin-like. I mean, I guess Griffins are kind of bird-like anyway, so it doesn't matter. Here's his flipbook characters. Mr. Blob, Chewy, and the Dancing Stickman for my flipbook animations. I did a drawing of a flipbook as well. Yeah, my flipbook characters. I also did an animation the other day of the Chewy as well. I eventually did animations of all these characters in general, like normal animations too. Yeah. Here's the teddy bear info from who's also in Fuckoverse 3. Yeah. It's a cute teddy bear lady character. Yeah. I guess she's just a bear lady in general. But I made her more cuddly and more cuter and for like. Here's the drawing of me, my sketchbook and stuff, just drawing myself. I think this is the cartoon version of myself. But in real life, I usually just have normal glasses instead of shades. But I thought shades were cooler, honestly. So I just included them with shades instead of normal glasses. But in real life, I usually just use normal glasses in general. I think I had when I first got glasses. When I first got glasses, they were the kind of glasses that will be normal glasses, and then they turn to shades when it's in the sunlight. It's pretty cool that way. I think it's the shade glasses. I think it's glasses that turn into shades when in the sunlight. Yeah, it really helped. And it was cool glasses too, but I accidentally dropped them and broke them. So I have new glasses now. Here's Brutus, who's also from Karate Bugs. Brutus and stuff. The rhinoceros beetle character. I guess inspiration for Brutus was Heracross from Pokemon. Because, Heracross is like a bug fighting type, so why not make like a rhinoceros beetle character as well? Yeah, because he kind of uses his horns like Heracross does. And he's like a dark color like Heracross too. Instead of dark blue, he's dark red. Yeah, I guess that was. That was the inspiration, obviously. Cause I used to catch Heracross all the time while I played Pokemon Platinum, I think. And used honey trees to gather honey and plant them on the trees itself, so you're able to like catch a Heracross that way. Yeah, Heracross is fun Pokemon. So inspiration for Brutus, to let you guys know. Here's Kinju from Werewolf, who's the werewolf. Yeah. He's pretty much a cyborg now, honestly, because it's his robotic arm. I did want to include him with more cyborg features, but I don't want him to get more injured or hurt in the story as well. Maybe I'll include more cyborg features for him, like cyborg weapons at least. Like if the scientist monkey upgraded, like I think his name Doctor. I think his name's Mindy's uncle who designed his cybernetic arm. Yeah, hope he upgrade. I'm probably gonna have him upgrade him in the story and stuff. Upgrade his arm to include more weapons that way, so kids can go stronger, able to fight evil more. So that's it. That's been 20 drawings. So this has been part 3 of my Strathmore sketchbook. I would like to include more live drawings next time. Maybe more live drawings of animals and more live drawings of like landscapes next time. So I usually do those drawings too. Yeah. But this is more character art and stuff in general. I didn't have time to draw that much because I was mostly working. So yeah, I'm doing work for my dad most of the time. So I wasn't able to get these drawings out quickly. So I mostly did like shorter videos. So that's it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello there, and this is part 4 of my Strathmore sketchbook. And I got a total of 20 new drawings for you guys, both of new and old characters. Well, again. And I hope we have like a Suko sketchbook tour out soon too. Hopefully that, because I want to upload more sketchbook tours of my Suko sketchbook as well. But so far, I'm mostly drawing in this Strathmore sketchbook because it's a smaller sketchbook. I'm able to just do doodles all day. Yeah, because the Suko sketchbook is usually a bigger sketchbook So I'm usually not bored by stories and comics and animations and stuff. Well, this is just basic doodling, smaller sketchbook and stuff. So let's start. Here's Merlin, the fairy dragon. What I make animations and comics of. I think yeah, I made a Rex and Merlin cartoon along with. He also appeared in Pocket Force, the new Pocket Force comic that I did. Yeah. In this drawing, he looks more dragon-like compared to what I usually draw him. Because usually I've been drawing him more chubbier for some reason, and then when it comes to my traditional art, I draw him more like dragon, more lizard-like. Yeah, it's one of those kind of drawings where I keep changing up the design a little bit. Yeah, because usually when I draw characters, I usually keep them consistent. But when it comes to characters that I usually don't do stories of, let's say like the elf lady drawing, the elf lady character I like to draw. Yeah, I keep changing up her design over the years. Yeah, I guess if I ever decide to make a story completely about Merlin himself, I'm probably just gonna use this design instead. This design looks better than the chubby one. Yeah. Here's Luna the Vampire Bat, Moorwolf. And I kind of drew her pants this time again. Yeah, because she usually wears she usually wears like tights and stuff. I guess since she's a vampire, she usually wears like a full suit, with this full suit or shirt and pants are combined and stuff. Probably what most vampires are vampire characters. Yeah, what is vampire women characters? There's a cute vampire bat lady. Also, she has a crush on Kenji, by the way. You guys didn't know this. You guys watch Werewolf. Here is the Sea Dragon character I did draw. I also did an animation of. You guys should check it out too. The Sea Dragon cartoon I did, and I did an animation of him. The only difference here is that his design is pretty much the same instead of these extra flippers right here. These flippers are different because in the animation, his design was more simple than the animation. Because I try to make it easier to animate him. Yeah. I think his name is Haku. I think I named him. Yeah, I think I named him Haku. Yeah. I usually don't draw him a lot. That's why I don't remember his name that much. I think I drew him once in terms of my digital drawings I usually do. Yeah, I usually don't draw him that much compared to other dragon characters. Yeah, I don't draw him as much as I do with Rex, the land dragon. So yeah. Here's the Harbley character. Ooh, yeah, she's yeah. I think I made her pretty infamous in Pocket Force 3. Yeah, 'cause she's kind of a femcel. She's like a femcel like lady character from Pocket Force 3 who tries to meet the love cave and stuff. Kind of a wild story. I had to age restrict that video because I didn't trust the story enough in order to be viewed on normal YouTube. Yeah, I mean, there's not anything any sexual in that comic. It's just that yeah, the subject matter is very mature, like very close to home or very adult and mature and stuff. Yeah, so it's not like anything like it's not anything sexual, but it's like mature in general. Yeah, she's Angel's sister by the way too. She's more anthropomorphic than Angel. Yeah, Harvey Day character. I think I did name her too, but I since I didn't draw her since that Fungal Force 3 comic, it's been like months since I drew her, so I don't remember her name I gave her. Yeah, yeah. So many characters. It's hard to like keep up with all their names and stuff. That's usually why I keep drawing the same characters all the time. Is because if I keep coming up with new characters all the time. I'll forget the old characters, and I'll just keep drawing them instead of I'll just keep drawing the new characters instead of the old characters. Yeah, I just want to keep it consistent when it comes to my character art. Here's Jake the Dragon from the Flash Dragon comic. Maybe one day I'll do like a comic review of the original comic I did of this character, because I think I technically did two drafts of the Flash Dragon comic, and the one that I originally uploaded to Newgrounds was the that I did a review of as well on YouTube, was the newer draft, but I want to do the review of the older draft as well. So it's technically two different kind of stories actually to the Flash Dragon. Yeah, I mean, I guess I changed up the story of the original one because I think the original one was a little too violent compared to the newer draft, so I made with the newer draft. Plus, the newer draft has better animation, better story than the older draft does. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, Chicken Dragon. It's basically one of my older characters. I didn't have this character since in high school. I was doing drawing classes in high school. Yeah, I said that twice already. Yeah, I keep saying the same things twice. Yeah, but yeah, this character is pretty old. Yeah, I keep revamping his story a bit too. Yeah, I think he's older than the characters from Skype Discovery too. I think. Yeah, or yeah, he's definitely older. Yeah. I think. Well, another interesting note about this character is that he was originally supposed to be the mascot of my channel. Yeah, I wanted, I wanted the channel, I wanted him to represent me from when it comes to characters and stuff. But I changed it up a bit to be his own character, be more interesting that way, and just went with my self persona character instead. Yeah. Here's a Arctic Fox Lady character. Yeah. I think she looks more like a normal fox compared to the Arctic fox because her tail is like has a pattern in it, like a normal fox does than an Arctic fox does. Yeah, I did do a cartoon drawing video of this character too, including her color and everything. Yeah, I think that's one of the more popular. I think some more popular digital drawing videos too. Yeah, this Arctic fox lady. I don't think I came up with a name for her yet, but I just like drawing her in general. Here's Kaida the dragon from the Flash Dragon as well, who became Jake's girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know why I keep drawing her with this face. I guess because she looks more cuter when she does that expression. It's a cute dragon lady character. Yeah. I think she's probably the reason why people like the Flash Dragon comic so much because of her impression on how what Jake had to fight in order to impress her. He had to fight other dragons to impress her and stuff. That arguably should be illegal, but included in the story anyway. I think I was inspired by the animal documentaries I used to watch, like when you have deer fight for their chance I mates and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I guess I'll be watching too much animal documentaries. I include that in the Fight Dragon story. Yeah, people love that. It's pretty funny. Here's Hopper from the Falcon Force. He's a flying squirrel character. The interesting thing about Falcon Force is that I wanted to be exclusively just flying characters, just flying animals in general. Try to include every flying animal I can think of. Maybe I include like a flying dragon character too, like the gliding lizard or the flying fish character. Maybe I include that in Falcon Force too, Falcon Force as well. Yeah, especially since it mostly takes place during like high elevation or in the sky in general. Yeah, that's very cool. Here's Bunny Dog from Bunny Dog and Badger Cat. Yeah, Bunny Dog and Badger Cat. Here's Bunny Dog. I revealed that she was like a queen of the Canine Kingdom. It's pretty funny. The Canine Kingdom. Yeah. I guess she's just short and like she's not really a child. She's just short. Yeah. short queen, the queen of the Canine Kingdom characters and stuff. Yeah, I guess she was like lonely in her castle, so she went out in public grumbly in order to make friends, and she talks too much too. Yeah, it's my Bunny Dog Bat and Badger Cat comic I did. It's very popular on Newgrounds because people like it on Newgrounds more than here on YouTube. Here's a robot war character. He's probably like other robot characters like the Jaw too. Yeah, I think he's very similar to the Axe Knight Warrior character, who's also a robot. But the inspiration for these robot designs was Lego Bionicle. These cool toys I always wanted to get as a kid. And I think I already told this story before, but when I wanted the Lego Bionicle when I was younger, I was too old. I was too old to play with toys, so I wasn't able to like collect them. Yeah, and by the time I was able to get a Lego Bionicle, like a Happy Meal and stuff, yeah, I didn't know how to build it. Yeah, so I asked my brother to help me build it and stuff. I think I was 12 years old when I got a Lego Bionicle. Yeah. By the time I was already using YouTube and playing video games and stuff, playing with toys and stuff. Yeah. I was also doing a time I wanted to just collect stuff. Collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards, collect Bakugan, collect Lego Bionicle, like nerdy stuff. Yeah. But my mom didn't want that since it'd be too much of a hassle in order to when we move out and stuff. Yeah, especially when you're younger. Like I guess I'm able to collect stuff now. I mean, I collect sketchbooks and flipbooks and stuff. But I'm mostly using these sketchbooks for videos as well too. So they're useful compared to just collecting things in general. Yeah. Here's Abby from Karate Bugs. This is a good drawing of her. Yeah. Happy bee girl character. I guess she was the main character of Karate Bugs, like the early episodes. Yeah. The series kind of transition between more saving Bree into like helping Mush get citizenship back from the evil centipedes and millipedes. Yeah, I guess you can say these are kind of like arcs in Dragon Ball Z. You know, Dragon Ball Z has arcs and stuff. Yeah, I'm currently doing different arcs in Karate Bugs. Yeah, I currently have 12 episodes of Karate Bugs available now. Yeah, I mean, it's very cool too. I mean, I guess because Karate Bugs was inspired by Dragon Ball Z as well. It was inspired by Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z, and I think it was Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z, and I think Kung Fu Panda too. I watched a lot of Kung Fu Panda when I was a kid. I watched both. I watched all three. I think I watched three of the Kung Fu Panda movies plus the show that was on Nickelodeon one time. The Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. Yeah, I watched that too. Yeah, I love Kung Fu Panda. Here's a monster character, the cute monster character that I did an animation of too, who hatched from an egg. Very cute animation too. Yeah, I just drew them. Because usually when I do animations of newer characters, I draw them again in my sketchbooks. Yeah. Here's Chopper from Delta's Delivery Service, the Aeromorph helicopter guy. Yeah, I guess he's supposed to be like the male counterpart to Delta. You know, Delta, the Air Force airplane lady. Yeah, I mean a helicopter guy. Yeah, I guess he's supposed to be the direct opposite to Delta too, in terms of the characters. Yeah, it was kind of like that during the pilot animation I did of them. Yeah, he's laid and chill back, and she's like hardworking, competitive. I guess it depends on the type of machines that they are. Yeah, he's a helicopter, so he's more chill and laid back, and Delta's an airplane, which is more fast and competitive. Yeah. Here's a live drawing of a secretary bird in Africa. Secretary birds. Secretary birds are pretty cool, honestly. They hunt snakes and stuff by kicking them, like an ostrich does, but they still able to fly. So they're pretty much like a small like a ostrich that hasn't lost its ability to fly yet. Yeah, secretary birds. Yeah, they're very cool. They're mostly in Africa. Here are some other robot characters that I just keep drawing, but I have a couple names with yet. Well, I named Flybot. I named this character Flybot in Karate Bugs. But other than that, this character right here, I don't know why I keep drawing him, honestly. I don't know. It's my creative brain in general. Just keep creating characters out of nowhere and not naming them for some reason. Yeah. Because I think I included him in Scrappy Scory 5 as one of the Biobots in that Megan's dad bailed. Yeah. And this is a Flybot from Karate Bugs. Speaking of Karate Bugs, here's Blade from Karate Bugs, who's the Mantis character. Well, you can't have karate and bugs and not have a mantis in them. Yeah. Oh, I always wanted to include an episode that focused on Blade specifically, because every episode of Karate Bugs, it focused on specific characters and stuff. Yeah, every character has the ability to shine, but not Blade. I don't feature Blade enough in terms of personality. Yeah. Maybe one of these days I'll come up with a story about Blade. At least one episode, at least. I did think of some concepts I could think of for him, but I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys in this video. Maybe I'll think of it about it when I make episode 13 of Karate Bugs. Also, I think it's Karate Bugs. Oh yeah, I think I give him more personality during episode 10 of Karate Bugs, where the spire lady was flirting with him, where she had him tied up. He was flirting with him before she kneed him in the chest and stuff, and he fell in love. He fell in love with her. It's pretty funny. Yeah, the Karate Rockets. Yeah. Here's a Rose Lady character, a Plant Lady character, who's like a Rose Lady. Yeah. I included more patterns on her character design because I didn't just want her to be naked, like Nikki. Yeah, I mean she's more anthropomorphic. She's an anthropomorphic Rose character. Yeah, that's what she is. Yeah, I think I made her appear in episode 11 of Karate Bugs, where she's part of the mushroom plant people who got their citizenship taken away by the millipedes. Yeah, yeah. A lot of political stuff in Karate Bugs. Pretty funny. Yeah. Here's Pat the Pummeler, my wrestler character that I didn't draw in a while. And this character's pretty old too. I think this is the first character I started to draw and make comics with when I started doing digital art. Yeah. He's one of the first, well, he's when I got back to digital art. Yeah. Because there was years when I just didn't do any digital art at all. Yeah, until like I think 2019, when I was still on DeviantArt, that horrible website. Yeah, I did a comic of Pat the Bumbler. It's a pretty primitive comic too. Luckily, in terms of my comics and art, at least in terms of my comics, I still have every comic available on my hard drive, so I don't have to rely on DeviantArt to get my comics back. Yeah. So luckily, I still have older comics about the Pumbler from 2019. Yeah. I pretty much saved up all the drawings, or at least all the comics that I did on DeviantArt on a hard drive, so I don't have to rely on my website and stuff. Here's some live drawings of porpoises. Porpoises, yeah, whales, dolphins, and porpoises. And these are porpoises. Yeah. I guess porpoises and dolphins are technically small whales, technically. I mean, they're all technically the same kind of animal. Yeah. I don't know why they come up with new names for these animals in general. You just call them a whale. I mean, they're all technically cetaceans, which are all whales. So a dolphin is essentially a small whale, just like the porpoises as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty weird classification and stuff. Yeah. It's really cool. He's still drawing and stuff. Here's Console Man, the console character I drew too as well. I did both flipbook and normal animation of them, but the flipbook animation done well, which I appreciate. Yeah, people just love my flipbooks in general. Maybe I'll do a flipbook as my next video probably, because I can show you guys here. So I don't have binder screws anymore. I've been collecting these note cards and binder clips for my flipbooks stuff. So expect some more note card flipbooks for me. Yeah, because I'm running out of binder. I'm running out of binder screws for my flipbooks, so I'm not able to use like the actual flipbook paper anymore. I guess it actually shouldn't really matter in general, since people love flipbooks in general. People love note card flipbooks too. I guess Andy, I think his name's Andy Mation. Yeah, he does like note card and he does note card and index card flipbooks as well, which is very cool. Because you can make a flipbook out of any kind of paper, honestly. I just want more flipbook paper because it looks more neater in videos, much more professional. But I don't technically know how to do that. I can just rely on this any kind of note card art in general. You don't have to be the most professional artist on YouTube. Actually, honestly, I just did that because I just wanted to attract viewers and stuff. Or at least attract more viewers to my videos to watch the other content and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, enough rambling on. That's been my flipbook. That's been no, my flipbook. My part 5 of my Strathmore sketchbook. Yeah, I definitely want to make more of these sketchbook tour videos, but I can't just get them out immediately because I have to do the drawings first. Yeah, maybe I'll do more drawing videos. Maybe I'll do another drawing time, like the compilation. I do do drawing videos every day. Yeah, I'm gonna do that again this year. Yeah, so I can have more sketchbook tours. So that's from part of my Strathmore sketchbook. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello there, and this is part 5 of my Strathmore sketchbook. I got 220 drawings, so let's get over with. Yeah. In terms of I've been kind of busy with work lately. A little update for you guys. I've been busy with work lately. I've been grinding up for a new car, so I haven't really been doing videos as much. So that's just, since I'm not working today, I'm probably just gonna do a little sketchbook tour when the drawings I did this week, or at least 2 weeks ago, at least. Yeah. So let's start. Here's a wyvern. Yeah, the wyvern drawing. I guess this is the most friendly version of the wyvern. So I usually draw the wyvern like either fierce or mad looking or serious, usually. Yeah. I guess he has a friendly side to him as well. I did do plenty of animations with the wyvern character. Like, this is the most consistent design I have of him. Usually I have like a pattern in the middle of here, which is like a lizard belly pattern, like a soft belly pattern. But this time I just drew him like more cartoony, more friendlier than usual. He's probably my favorite character to draw in general because his design is it's like Figgy the Squirrel, as you see next here. His design is very simple, as well as Figgy. So it's like simple to draw compared to other drawings. Speaking of simple drawings, here's Figgy the Squirrel, who I like to draw a lot too. I think I've included her in every sketchbook tour video I did so far. Yeah, I think she's in every sketchbook tour video. At least, well, not everyone, but most of them at least. Yeah, I just love drawing her. She's a cool squirrel character. I also included her in the Delta's Delivery Service pilot that I did. She's like a side character. Yeah, it's kind of like a silly side character that you usually see in the background, or at least you see in the foreground, or you see like an actual forefront of her in that pilot and stuff. I wanted to include her in the story more, but the pilot was just too different. It was too focused on Delta and Chopper instead of Figgy. What I could have done, I probably could have just done her, or have her be like a side character in the Delta's Delivery Service. Yeah, she does get plenty of screen time in that pilot. Yeah. Here's a spaceship. I did a spaceship cartoon the other day too. I guess this pattern right here, this pattern of the cockpit itself is it's like circle instead of square like this one. Other than that, my spaceship designs are usually very consistent and stuff. Yeah, compared to my other drawings. If I get like an image of the cartoon I usually draw in my head, I usually draw it out and stuff. As much as I familiarize it, I remember it. Yeah. Here's Talon the Falcon, Falcon Force. There's a normal drawing of him. He's chilling. Yeah, fucking Talon the Falcon. He's like a sky patrol officer, which is pretty much just a cop basically, but in the sky instead. Yeah. I guess there's a lot. It's increasing in sky speeding. They took up a job of oath to protect the skies from criminals. Yeah. Here's the queen bee lady, who is she's the queen bee from Karate Bugs, who is Abby's mom, and she appeared in like, I think she appeared in it's Karate Bugs episode 4 and 6 she appeared in, and then yeah, I think it's episode 4 and 6 she appeared in. Yeah, because she appeared in episode 5 because episode 5 was focused on Master Anton. But she did appear in episode. She first appeared in episode 4 of Karate Bugs, and then she last appeared in episode 6 of Karate Bugs. Yeah, put up some little lore for the Insectia and stuff. I guess since she's a queen, she keeps up with all the lore and stuff that happens in Insectia in general. Yeah. Do you guys consider her sexy? No, I'm just kidding. Well, she's an adult, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. Speaking of sexy, here's Luna the Vampire Bat in I guess more like a super outfit. Yeah, I could say like a swimsuit, but she has long boots as well. You don't go swimming in long boots either, so it's most like an outfit, like a superhero one, or a superhero. It was like a girl character. Yeah. I did want to include her either in a dress or in this suit in the next Werewolf comic, but I haven't made a Werewolf comic in like almost like a year, I think. So I did make Werewolf episode 5, I think. Yeah, every last year, but I haven't made it this year yet. Maybe I would later on this year, probably. Here's more Airflow characters. Here's a anthropomorphic train. Yeah, yeah. She has wall skates on her. She skates through the train tracks and stuff. And this is like a propeller that helps her ski faster too. Kind of like a robot character. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'll do an animation of her one day, actually displaying what's like to actually ride on the train tracks with her skates and stuff. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, honestly. I haven't come up with a name of her yet because I did draw her before, but it wasn't like this detailed before. Yeah. I mean, Afro plane, Afro helicopter, and Afro trains. Yeah. Here's the Goblin from Werewolf. I think the Goblin appeared more in this Werewolf. I think he also appeared in Pumpkin Force, and I think he appeared in. I forgot what else he appeared in. I don't know he appeared more in Werewolf, but I don't remember because I didn't draw him in a while. And this is where me just redrawing him after years and stuff. But I know he was in Werewolf, and I think he was in. I think it's probably was just Werewolf that he was in because Werewolf has all the beautiful creatures in it. Yeah. This is the Goblin character. Maybe I drew the Goblin Girl character as well. She's kind of different too. Hey, jeez. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing here. I tried to like draw a normal turtle with the shell taking up most of his body, but I think I over designed the shell a bit. Yeah, I definitely overdid it with the shell. I should have just made the shell this large in general instead of like just trying to design it as much as possible. It's kind of like an abstract painting, but it's like a shell instead. Yeah, that's kind of silly. Here's a turtle. Here's a plant guy from I guess you say he's like a fruit plant character from Karate Bugs, who's also friends with Mush from Karate Bugs. Yeah, I think he originally was supposed to be like an avocado, but avocados usually don't have leaves on the side like this one does. But I know he's supposed to be like a plant character, like a humanoid plant character from Karate Bugs. All the plant people and mushroom people in general. And on the lore of Karate Bugs in general, explained by the Queen Bee that I showed you guys earlier. Yeah, it turns out that the plant people and mush people got manipulated into like attacking like bug people, attacking the attacking like other minorities and majorities and stuff. So they got their citizenship taken away because they got fooled by the millipedes, but thinking they're second class citizens. Yeah, that's been inspired by I think it was a newsletter. I don't. It's a newsletter on the news and stuff. I don't think I can mention their group in this video, but it's like BLM outright riots, like kind of like that. You know, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that group. It's kind of similar to that, but it's like they actually got the citizenship taken away because they got manipulated by the higher up by the millipedes and centipedes and stuff. Yeah, even like if BLM was plant people instead of like black people, kind of like that. Yeah. I don't know if I can mention BLM in this video. I'm not sure. Or on YouTube. Here's like a fish with legs, like a piranha fish with legs character that I drew the other day. Yeah, I got inspired by this animation on Newgrounds. That got this guy was looking this animation, this cartoon on Newgrounds where the guy was looking for a bass player and he accidentally such a bass and it's like a bass person, like actual fish people with legs and stuff. It's very funny cartoon. I liked it too, so that's what inspired me to do this, drawing the fish with legs and stuff. And as soon as the cartoon ended, like a bunch of like fish people out of nowhere just decided to become bass players and sing, come musicians. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Here's a sky whale. You have sea whales, you have land whales, and then you have sky whales with wings and stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. Maybe I should draw them larger, or at least fill up the most of the page, like from here to here. Yeah, that should be kind of cool. But I guess the sketchbook is kind of small. I couldn't fit the whole page into it like I did with the other sketchbook. Yeah. Here's Delta, the Info Plane Lady, and from the. I mean, I did draw for years. I did Info Plane Lady character drawing. I did years ago, and then I just draw her to this day. So I just keep on drawing her until I eventually include her in her own pilot, Delta's Delivery Service, which actually is getting more views on YouTube, which I appreciate. Yeah, because at first it only got up to like 73 views, and then a few months later, or at least a few weeks later, it exploded in views and stuff. Yeah. Well, I guess it was a few months later because I uploaded it in the first day of January this year. Yeah. It was originally supposed to come out like earlier than that, but I wanted to upload it the first day of January. You know, just to make it stand out stuff. Yeah. Because I finished it 2 days before I uploaded it eventually. I guess because the year was already finished for 2025, so I included in 2026 of the first drawing of the first video of that year. Yeah. This is Ryan the dragon. I like to draw as well, standing a bit of bell, a little bit. I guess he's still four-legged, but he's like kind of standing up a bit, kind of like a bear, roaring like a bear and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same face syndrome accidentally because these next two drawings have the same face in it as well. Yeah, same face and everything. Yeah, and the same face syndrome, which I don't like. I guess the Minotaur drawing is a little different because he's more broader nose. Yeah, that's Ryan the dragon. And here's the Minotaur character with the giant axe and stuff. Yeah. I want to include him on more werewolf stories too because he's part of Dracula's army, essentially, because he's kind of this big dumb oaf character who has a crush on Betsy. I wanted to include more stories in general, or at least stories about at least stories surrounding Betsy, at least like his personal life when he's not working with Drac and stuff. How is he doing these days? Yeah. Here's Kaida. And speaking of Kaida, I almost finished with that Flyers Dragon 2 comic that I posted the other day. I'm currently almost, I think I'm 3 pages away from finishing it, I think. 3 or 4 pages away from finishing it. It should be, the comic dub should be out this week at least. Or at least like the middle of this week or later this week at least. I have time to work on it. Yeah. So Kaida, Flyers Dragon. Who dragon this character. Here's Mr. Blob spinning on his spine and stuff, kind of like a sea urchin. Kind of cool that way. Because he's able to morph his body any shape he wants to, essentially. Yeah. He also make like stretch out his arms too that way. Because he has like arms and stuff. I think I make countless animations with them too. I made that Mr. Blob flip book, and I made that Mr. Blob animation cartoon I did of him. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I guess because since he's such a simple character to draw as well, that I can able to draw him any way I want to, because he's able to morph it into anything. Yeah, that's my creativity flow. Here's Jack the Jackalope from Werewolf, who's like still grinding on the grill like Sonic the Hedgehog, grinding on the rails. Maybe I should have him with soaps instead of like normal shoes, because soaps were the ones that Sonic had. Is there soaps or it's still soaps? Yeah, to grind on rails and stuff with Sonic Adventure. It's really fun. Yeah, I think it was Sonic Adventure 2 that he had on his first stage, or like the other stages that he went to, you grind on rails and stuff. That's kind of the cool addition they had in Sonic and stuff. When engines of rail grinding in Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah. So it's Jackalope, and he's electricity that he's using to fight off the enemies. Here's a long-nosed butterfly fish, like a live drawing of one. And I definitely should have included more darker patterns here on the nose a bit, because when you actually look up a photo of this fish, he's like a dark pattern on his face like this. But I didn't want to block his eyes out, since I didn't color it, or I didn't shade it at least. Yeah, long-nosed butterfly fish, like a live drawing. Here's Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic as well. Knuckles the Echidna. I guess I didn't do fine art in a while, honestly. I guess because I'm no longer uploading on DeviantArt. You know, I'm not bothering with that website anymore. So I'm not uploading as much, photos on my drawings, or at least like traditional art. I'm mostly doing all digital stuff at least on Newgrounds at least. Yeah, it's kind of funny that I never dealt with bots or any scams on Newgrounds at all. You'd think the older website will be more scam heavy, but it's not. Yeah, if anything, it's more ahead of time than DeviantArt ever was. Yeah, I guess because you can't get away with being a bot on Newgrounds, which is also a cool thing that they introduced. They'll check if you're a bot or not every time you enter the website, which is a kind of cool feature, honestly. And the feature changes. Every holiday. So if you go on Newgrounds right now, and it says checking, it'll do like checking and loading like an actual video game to check if you're an actual bot or not. Yeah, I don't know why DeviantArt never introduced that. Yeah. So that's been 20 pages of my part 5 of my Strathmore sketchbook. So that's been part 5 of my Strathmore sketchbook. I like doing more drawing videos in general, because drawing videos usually do well on YouTube. This is my tutorials. And maybe I'll do more of these like traditional videos, like flipbooks and animations and stuff. Yeah. So that's for part 5. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello there, and this is part 6 of my Strathmore sketchbook. And I got a total of 20 new drawings for you guys, and it's mostly just newer drawings of like life drawings and more obscure characters I didn't draw in a while. So you're not gonna see the same characters that I usually draw. At least some of them at least. Yeah. I mean, obviously I do have a new Piggy Squirrel drawing, obviously, because I love drawing her. So yeah. Aside from that, most of the drawings are mostly just newer characters, or at least like characters I didn't draw in a while. So yeah. And the reason why I love doing these sketchbook tour videos, even though they don't do well, is because it allows me to talk about my drawings without necessarily having to go to an art gallery or to a local con and stuff. So I will just record and just talk about my drawings that way. Yeah, it's very fun videos to do and stuff. Even though they might not get as much views as, let's say, a flipbook video will do. Yeah, and let's start. So we were left off. It was like a drawing of this long-nosed butterfly fish and Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic. Yeah, I do fan art as well, so I usually don't do fan art as much. So yeah, so let's start. This is where I last went off and stuff. Here's a go-kart drawing, a live drawing of go-kart. I didn't. I did many mistakes on here. As you can see, the other drawings I did over this one. I tried as hard as I can to mimic like an actual like real life drawing of go kart, and I kind of messed up a bit, so I had to redraw the drawing again in my own style. Yeah, go karts are kind of hard to draw, especially when like go karts and cars in general. Yeah, they're pretty hard to draw sometimes. Yeah. Here's Figgy the Squirrel again, as usual. Figgy the Squirrel drawing. She's in a cute dress this time. I guess this is like a longer dress than the usual skirt that she usually wears. Yeah, this was like an actual dress. You know, dress that you wear at the like a date or something. Yeah, just the way. Well, at least when if you're a girl, you'll dress like an actual dress compared to actual. Yeah. I guess she's going on a date in this dress and stuff. Yeah. Here's Abby the Bee and Blade the Mantis from Karate Bugs doing like a karate kick and stuff. I guess they're kicking together because they're fighting like a boss enemy. I guess Karate Bugs does have some boss characters in it too, like in a video game. Yeah. I guess you got that. I guess you can say, God, what episode it was? I think it was episode 9 of Karate Bugs where they fought like a mainly like boss character and they team up against them and they fight them and stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah. And I guess episode 12 where they fought the crab, Mr. I guess that crab character. It was kind of like Mr. Krabs but it's my version of Mr. Krabs and stuff, and tried to rip him off with the mech suit and stuff. Yeah, and they fight him. Yeah, in I think it was Bree. I think it was Bree and Mush that fight the crab mech character, the crab guy. Yeah, and his mech and stuff. Yeah, I guess they do fight boss characters. I guess Mr. Dr. Senti is a boss character too, because they technically fight him too. Yeah. And Bree kick his butt and stuff. Pretty funny. Yeah. Here's Ryan the Dragon that I usually draw as well. I did redesign him a little bit because I didn't want to just draw the short face drawing. I usually do the short nose drawing. I wanted to draw him in a longer snout this time and give him a fang and stuff to make him more dragon-like compared to other dragons. Because in the other drawings I did, I kind of did like same face syndrome. Like I drew him like the short face that I usually draw on most of my other characters. Yeah, the same face syndrome. I can go back. Let me see. I can go back. Let me see. No, not this one. Let's can go back. Yeah, this face. This is the last drawing I did of Ryan because he has the same face as like as as Delta the Emperor Plane Lady. This technically have the same face and stuff. This one only has a nose like a nose towards it and stuff. Yeah, they have the same face syndrome. So I decided to redraw him a little bit, different nose and different snout and stuff to make him more dragon-like. So I believe that both Rex and Haku had that drawing. Haku, the sea dragon, and Rex, the land dragon. I think they see the same face too. So I decided to just redraw him again, different style. Yeah, Rex, Ryan the dragon. Here's the Axe Knight warrior character. I like the draw as well. I did kind of mess up his drawing a little bit. I drew his head similar to the Sword Knight character, as you see here. I did corrections on it. Yeah, I didn't realize I drew like the Sword Knight's face over the Axe Knight warrior's body. These are technically two different characters. The Sword Knight robot and the Axe Knight robots are technically two different characters. I didn't realize that when I drew them. Yeah. It's the problem with drawing so many characters that you don't remember all their art stuff, especially if it's a character you didn't draw in a while. Yeah, so many characters that I'll often forget the certain style or certain drawings I did of those characters and stuff. Yeah. It's not like a simple character like, say, Figgy the Squirrel, who her character design is so simple that I recognize her drawings like that. But in terms of Axe Knight character, a more diesel character might be hard to remember. I mean, character design might be harder to remember. Yeah. Here's the Android lady character I drew the other day. I think I drew her digitally and then I uploaded it to Newgrounds. Yeah, yeah. I guess you can say I should cover this, but yeah, it's not revealing. It's not too revealing, I guess. Yeah, because technically this would be technically be pants. But she could technically be wearing pants and stuff on this drawing too. Yeah. But she's an Android robot, so she's more anthropomorphic compared to most drawings I do of other characters and stuff. So I don't think I'll consider this like new drawing, but I guess it technically is. But she's a robot, so it's not like a naked human character. Yeah, I guess you can get away with nudity on YouTube. I'm not sure, as long as you're not depicting anything sexual with them. Speaking of characters I didn't draw in a while, here's Moon the Cats from Cat Island Adventures, the comic that I did. I didn't draw her in a while, honestly. It's a cat girl character with a hoodie and stuff, and a hoodie dress, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like I based a character off of Tao Kaka from Blaze Blue. You guys know what Blaze Blue is. Blaze Blue is like anime fighting game where all the characters, all these crazy characters fighting each other. I guess it's like similar to Tekken, but it's like more anime X. It's more anime like. Or I guess it is. I guess this is the anime version of Tekken. I guess it's a fighting game stuff. Yeah, I really love the characters from those characters, especially Tao Kaka, who's just a dumb cat girl character in a cat hoodie, and she's like from the Kaka clan. She's kind of a funny character. Yeah, I think she's friends with Dr. Lai Chi, and she also like pretends to attack Ragna. Oh no, Ragna. Ragna is his name. Ragna's the guy with the huge sword and stuff. And I guess you say he's the angel, half angel, half human character. I guess I'm not sure if he is. I think he's either an angel or a robot, or half robot. I guess I guess technically he's a cyborg. Yeah, it kind of does sound a little bit. Yeah, because I really love I really love the characters from Blaze Blue, so I based one of the character designs off of the characters from Blaze Blue and stuff. Blaze Blue was just one of those games I used to watch all the time, people play all the time, but I never actually played the game. Yeah. Well, since I have a Switch now, I can technically buy a Blaze Blue and play games and play. Because I miss playing fighting games with my brothers and sisters back then. Because I'm no longer a kid anymore, and I no longer live with them. So, yeah, they're technically doing their own. They're technically move away and doing their own stuff. So I'm not able to play games with them as much anymore. Which is pretty much a shame. It's kind of a shame, but I am able to play my games with my. I guess I'm able to play games with them. We get our get-togethers and stuff. Yeah, I kind of does sound a little bit. Yeah. Here's Moon the cat. I guess her name is Moon because she has like a dark moon-like coloring in the actual comic. Yeah, she has like a dark blue, like moonlight kind of color. I guess moonlight is kind of the color of the character. Technically, it's a moonlight, like dark bluish kind of color. That's why I named her that. Yeah. Here are some dragon drawings. Speaking of saying vintage, I kind of just did that right here with Haku. I guess I originally already designed them like that way. Similarly, yeah. Here's Haku and Electra and Merlin, my dragon characters. I guess Haku is a sea dragon, Electra is an electric dragon, and Merlin's a fairy dragon. Yeah. Yeah, Electra has electric powers and stuff. It's very cool, like a cool combination between the Asian dragon and like a traditional dragon. Yeah. These are my dragon drawing characters. I definitely should include more characters on one page instead of just dedicating one page to one character at least. Yeah. Or at least if I would dedicate a page to one character, the character drawing needs to be bigger. Yeah. So it's not just boring and stuff. And I just did it right here with Tiger the cat from Kylie Richards as well. I guess he's more like a saber-tooth tiger character. I guess he's mutated to be that way. He's from Kylie Richards too. I named him Tiger because he's a saber-tooth tiger. Yeah. Yeah. I technically have two saber-tooth tiger characters. I'll show him. Oh well, the character that's coming up is another Super Tiger character that I also came up with. It that I also draw a lot too, but he's coming up in a minute. Why? Well, in the meantime, he's Tiger from Kyle Adventures and stuff. He's happy. Yeah. Here's Bree from Karate Bugs. He's just chilling. Yeah, I guess I featured her in the new Karate Bugs episode, like teaching Mush how to use his powers and stuff. Because I guess out of all the characters, she technically, I guess technically, out of all the four warriors that Mr. Anton is teaching, she's technically she's technically the only one that has powers. Technically, yeah. I said technically twice. Dang it. Well, she's the one that technically has powers and stuff compared to others. Yeah. I guess you can say Brutus has super strength because he's a rhinoceros beetle. Yeah. But other than that, she's the one that actually has any like actual powers and stuff. She has like she's a moth. She has like wind powers and stuff. Yeah, because moths usually have like large wings and stuff. So kind of cool to use. Like I guess you can say it's more like using Hurricane from Pokemon. She typically used that and stuff. Yeah, I guess you consider like a bug flying type Pokemon. Yeah, watch out for stuff rocks. Here's a turtle kaiju from wait, okay. Here's a turtle kaiju from Colton and his Kaiju. There's another comic I did. It's more like a one-off comic I usually did. There's a turtle kaiju just waking up from his slumber and falls in love with a dragon lady, who was also friends with Colton, who's the Kapora fighter. Yeah. I guess I base his story is a little similar to Dragon Ball because of like Goku and his flying Nimbus, because the martial arts characters talking to dragons and stuff. So I kind of base it off of Dragon Ball a little bit in like Godzilla and stuff. Yeah, I just love kaijus in general, so I just based the character off of that. I guess this is more turtle-like given the other kaijus and stuff. I mean, he is technically a turtle, so he's just a giant turtle, like standing upright. Yeah. Here's a live drawing of a cheetah. The live drawings. I can actually see this in motion. I can see it running. I can at least imagine him running during the African like savannah plain and stuff, chasing impala and stuff. Pretty cool. I should definitely do my live drawings. I don't think I'll go as crazy as doing like 20 live drawings of characters, because that'll be too much, and live drawings are pretty much hard to do, especially when you're not doing videos of them. Yeah. I usually dedicate one live drawing to a day, because too much of them will hurt my hand a little bit while I'm drawing them, especially doing these realistic drawings in general. Yeah, it's a live drawing of Cheetah running. Here's a character I didn't draw on the wall either. Fang, the dragon. Well, yeah, Fang the dragon. I guess it's more like a digital dragon, just like Ryan is, but he's more Bitapal compared to Ryan. Yeah. I guess he was what's called the Grand Dragon, but I named him Fang instead. There's really nothing grand about him. He's just more fierce than the other dragons. Yeah. I guess he's more intimidating. I guess if he was a Pokemon, he would be like a dragon flying type with Intimidate, kind of like what Salamence is. And by the way, Salamence is my favorite Pokemon, just on the backstory alone. Yeah. Bagon having a dream of flying, so he throws himself off cliffs in order to achieve that dream. And when he actually achieves that dream, it's very wholesome and stuff. Yeah. Like Bagon achieved his dream of actually flying, so when he comes to Salamence, it's pretty funny. And he evolves into, I guess Bacon evolves to Shelgon, so he have a better impact. He will survive the impact better. So when he actually evolves to Salamence, he actually achieves his dream of flying. Yeah, it's fair Pokemon. I guess my favorite Pokemon when I was a kid used to be Porygon, because I used to love the concept of a robot Pokemon. But Porygon is hard to get in the normal games. Yeah, especially Porygon, especially his evolution Porygon 2. It's just hard to get in general, so I just went along the Bagon instead. Yeah. Here's some Euthiosaurs. I guess you can tell it's an ichthyosaur with a long snout compared to like an actual dolphin. In the back limb right here, the back fin right here, dolphins usually don't have that. Yeah, I guess they had convergent adaptation with dolphins in general. They're ichthyosaurs. Yeah, it's a marine reptile that looks exactly like a dolphin. I guess they came first because they're technically. I guess say dolphins are like ichthyosaurs since they're the ones that technically came first. Yeah, they technically adapted first and came along first. So during the Jurassic period. I guess it's during dinosaur times. They're usually what marine reptiles usually wear. And dolphins usually just have convergent adaptation to look exactly like them. I guess it's just see animals in general. Yeah, pretty weird. I guess it's kind of like similar to what mongooses are to ferrets because they too have convergent adaptation. Even though they're two completely different animals, weasels are more closely related to dogs, while mongooses are more closely related to cats. It's kind of like that, but it's more marine life. Here's Megan from Scrapper Discovery, just laughing. I guess she's listening to a story. I guess Josh is telling like a funny story to her, and she's just laughing as he's telling the story to her. Yeah, I do text of her laughing too. Yeah. Here's Cat Badger from Cat Badger and Bunny Dog. I guess I didn't. I guess I just drew my pants and shoes and stuff. I didn't draw him an actual shirt because they're hard drawings I did of him. Or there's animation I did with him. He's more like four-legged. I guess I made him more anthropomorphic, like when I made the comic of him. Yeah, it's Cat Badger. You think he looks like Star Fox in here? I'm not sure. He looks like a. He looks like he looks like Raditz from Dragon Ball Z. That's what he looks like. I guess he's like the animal version of Raditz. With the long hair and stuff. Yeah. Speaking of saber-tooth characters I mentioned earlier, here's Solomon from I guess he's the character that I just drew a lot and include him in a comic. I included him in both Werewolf and Fucking Force. Yeah, he's just a saber-tooth tiger character that I just wanted to draw, like a martial arts one. Yeah. I just kept on drawing him a lot, and it was a very cool character design, so I just include him in the story. I named him Solomon because Solomon's a pretty cool name, especially for like a very masculine, very like regal name. Solomon, yeah, very cool name by the way. Solomon the saber-tooth tiger. Here's a moss lady who I like to draw a lot too, and I guess I included her in Funko Force 3, which is age restricted, by the way. It's not anything actually sexual in that comic. It's just that it's very base, very. I guess this character's making out pretty much. They're fully clothed and they're making out and stuff. And I think with YouTube nowadays, I can't feature that either. I mean, it's not like it's anything like softcore nonsense or anything like that. Yeah, it's not actually sexual, just characters just kissing and making out and stuff. And I didn't want to just feature it. I guess the story was too taboo to be like a normal comic on YouTube. Or at least like a normal comic that at least I had the age restricted at least. Because the topic was at least taboo. Not the so much characters making out and stuff. I guess you can get away with that on YouTube, but I guess the subject matter was too touchy. So I age restricted it and stuff. Funk Force 3. Here's a mech suit, and not a mech suit, like a mech, like a non-human mech. Because I just looked up mech designs on Google, and there's so many mech designs I can choose from. I just went with the one with the large legs and stuff, like dinosaur-like, and weapons and stuff. So I just drew it, and it looks cool that way. Very cool. I really like how it came out, honestly. His legs are supposed to be larger, as you can see here. I made the corrections in here. His legs are supposed to be larger in that, but I made them smaller to match with the body. Yeah, mech and stuff. He's definitely more mech-like compared to my other mech design. I guess because my original mech design, my other mech design was too simple, so I decided the more detailed one. Here's a character that I didn't draw in a while. For those of you who don't know, this Eagle Wing from this character that was originally from Eagle Knight, when Eagle Knight was called Jetman, I think. Because Eagle Knight was originally called Jetman, and it was on my last YouTube channel that before the channel got deleted. Yeah, it was a character. It was called Jetman. I was making like Jetman episodes, and I originally renamed it. I really revamped it to Eagle Knight when my new channel when I had to make my new channel and stuff. This was a character originally from one of those episodes and stuff before the channel got taken down and stuff. I think this was before I made Newgrounds too, so I wasn't able to feature the episodes on Newgrounds either. Yeah, because it's just like Pat the Pummeler is. Pat the Pummeler. I used to call Pat the Pummeler segments. I used to do like Eagle Knight drawings as well. And this is Eagle Wing, who's supposed to be the psychic of Eagle Knight. If I do make up new food, if I do make future episodes, if there's more demand for Eagle Knight to the point that I had to make future episodes of, maybe I'll include him in one Eagle Knights and stuff. Eagle Wing. He's like an angel with one wing. And not the one wing angel, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, and this is his own character and stuff. Yeah. So that's been part 6 of my Strathmore sketchbook. This moments I just dozed off, I just wanted to talk and stuff. Yeah. I really have fun making these sketchbook tours. I want to make more of these too. I guess it's just the name. I guess these sketchbook tours usually don't do well anymore because it's just the name of my sketchbook, just Strathmore. Yeah, I guess it's too long of a name to look up and stuff. Yeah. So that's been part 6 of my Strathmore sketchbook. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello there, and this is part 7 of my Strathmore sketchbook. And as the usual, I have 20 drawings to show you guys, 20 new drawings, both like character art and some life drawings and some probably some old, probably a combination of both old and new characters come alike. At least I think so. Or at least characters I haven't drawn in a while, so yeah. And in terms of my Strathmore sketchbooks, these sketchbook tours usually don't do that well anymore, but I still will be able to make them anyway, because they're so much fun to make, and plus there's extra content on YouTube. At least keeps me up with the algorithm, at least. Yeah, keep uploading. Especially since I just love drawing every day, so I just record what I drew. Yeah. Especially during my free time. I usually draw. The cool thing about the drawings I usually do is that I usually have like a YouTube video in the background as I make drawings and stuff. Yeah. It makes it a lot more fun to draw when you have videos in the background. Keeps me busy, more focused. Yeah. So let's start. Last time I went off is when this mech right here, this non-human mech weapon character in Eagle Wing. So let's start. Here's a drawing of Angel the Falcon from Falcon Force. Yeah, she's Talon's wife, from Falcon Force. Yeah. It's just Angel. It's an anthropomorphic Falcon lady. Yeah. I guess I did try to make them more I tried to make them more compatible with their real life counterparts, like the female and male falcons in general. Like for example, she's female falcons are bigger than male falcons, so I make her taller than Talon. Yeah. But I also made them more anthropomorphic too. So yeah. Here's Eagle Knight from the Eagle Knight cartoon highlight I did. Yeah, I didn't draw this character in a while either. You can see small questions here. I actually drew a sphere, more like a diamond for his chest, but I did more of a triangle for his chest originally, and I didn't remember, so I accidentally changed it to a diamond, like I usually do for the Axe Knight War character. I tried to change it for that one, but I didn't realize I used the triangle instead when we watched the pilot. At least on Newgrounds I did. Yeah. The Eagle Knight pilot is currently aside from Dogpack, it's currently my least viewed pilot, at least for successful ones. Because most of my cartoon pilots are usually successful. I think all of them, or at least most of them, got above 100 views, which I appreciate. Yeah. So that's Eagle Knight, the superhero character. I guess he's supposed to be like a cyborg because he's You know, he's not technically a cyborg from DC, but he's like cyborg like jet airplane character. Yeah, I guess I can make him appear. If I do decide to make Delta's Delivery Service a series, I'm probably going to include him into it. Yeah, he's going to be part of it. Here's more mechs that I decided to use more like a weapon kind of mech. This is legs and stuff. I wanted to draw more non-human mechs as well, just weapons and stuff, and like this was more bug-like than the other mechs I usually draw. Looks like a dung beetle. A dung beetle with a sniper on his shell. Yeah. Here's Rex the dragon. Dragon character I like to draw. I guess he's technically like a flying dragon, like a land dragon. He's kind of similar to what Drake is, but Drake is more anthropomorphic than Rex is. I guess Rex is more like an Asian dragon, but it's actually flightless. Yeah. So that's a Rex the dragon. There's a Goblin Lady character. I usually like to draw too. I don't think I came up with a name for this character yet. It's probably because I haven't included her in a story yet, but I just keep on drawing her and changing her design slightly and stuff. Her design's pretty much the same as usual. This is the Goblin Lady character, like the draw, the cute Goblin Lady. Yeah. Here's a dinosaur kaiju, I like the draw too. Yeah, he's definitely gained some weight in the past few drawings I did of him. Also, I included him the cool like leg spikes I usually included with some of my drawings I usually do of him. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I include him with leg spikes, sometimes I don't. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I keep changing the design slightly. I know he definitely gained some more weight. I definitely make him more dinosaur like too over the years. Yeah. Kind of looks like Tyranitar Pokemon. But I guess it was the inspiration because Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon too. It's too bad I can't usually catch Tyranitar until like late game to most Pokemon games. Yeah. Yeah, catch a Pupitar in Victory Road and then train him up to evolve to Tyranitar. Yeah. Tyranitar has to be the coolest Pokemon ever, honestly. Here's the Wyvern. Drawing character I usually do. He definitely looks more serious in this drawing, more detailed. I definitely made him more dragon-like in this one. I include this pattern right here, the soft belly pattern, for most of my dragon characters, mostly because they're supposed to be like reptiles and stuff. So dragons are usually reptiles, so I include a soft belly, like most lizards and reptiles usually have. Most alligators too. I include that pattern with it as well to make it more detailed. But so I sometimes draw the wyvern without a belly pattern. I usually just draw more simplified. Most of my other animations and stuff, at least the animations I made a lot of the character, usually don't have the belly pattern, more detailed pattern and stuff. But in terms of my drawings, I usually do more detailed stuff. I usually leave the detailed drawings for most of my hollow draw videos, so I wanted to do more detailed drawings. But if I want to make more animations, I do more simplified animations to make it more easier to animate. Here's Hugo the cat from Kyle Adventures. And I didn't make a Kyle Adventures comic in a while either. Yeah. Maybe I'll make one. Maybe I'll go back to making one. I have to come up with ideas for it. But it's Kyle Adventures. Yeah. The Kyle Adventures comic is based off of the cat islands in Japan. Different cat islands and rabbit islands, where like the islands is inhabited nothing but cats and rabbits everywhere. This Deer Island too. Different islands, different tiny islands that have cats and specific animals in that the Pacific Island and stuff in Japan. So I based a comic series about that and stuff. So that's Cat Adventures. Yeah. Here's one of the characters, Hugo the cat. Yeah. Yeah, he seems happier than usual. Yeah. Here is Kenju from Werewolf. Kenju as usual. He's technically a cyborg now. He has cyborg powers. Well, I guess it's a cyborg arm that he uses fights with. Because when Werewolf came out, he was usually like using normal weapons. Usually, I think he was stealing weapons and that he was using on characters and stuff. I guess since he wanted his revenge so badly that he didn't even plan on how he's gonna stop Dracula. Yeah, I guess he was kind of lucky to meet up with Luna as well in Werewolf. Yeah, because there's no way he's going to like defeat Dracula with one arm and one sword and stuff. Yeah, when I was making the Werewolf comic, I made that comic back in like 2020. I believe I was 2020. 2020. Yeah, I believe I was 24 years old back in 2020. And I thought like the concept of like a warrior with one arm fighting with a sword was the coolest thing ever. Honestly, at least I thought it was the coolest thing when I was a teenager, and then I followed up with when I actually started making comics and stuff. Yeah. Oh, here's an obscure character. It's Terror Tiffany from Eagle Knight. Yeah, she was the villain in Eagle Knight and stuff. Yeah, she's supposed to be like a feminist, like at least feminazi character who tries to rob a bank to donate to feminist groups. Yeah, she's like a feminazi supervillain called Terror Tiffany. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. I guarantee you, if there were like, if there were people with superpowers in real life, there probably will be like a feminazi, like trying to rob banks and stuff, doing that stuff. I guess he's similar to like there was a character that did inspire her back then. I think it was the Pop Up Girls did the episode about it. God, what's that female villain was? She was a female villain in Pop Up Girls who was like stealing Susie B. Anthony coins. Yeah. And the pop-up girls started questioning her on her like woman's history and stuff, and destroyed her and beat the crap out of her. It's pretty funny. Yeah, this one thing I appreciate pop-up girls. Pop-up girls is really hell of its time, honestly. Especially with subjects that still problem today too. Yeah, and her evil minion is Mr. Soe. Yeah, you didn't hear that word in a while either. Like a Soy Boys. Yeah, her second is Mr. Soy. Or at least her evil minion is. Yeah. He wasn't really supposed to be called Mr. Simp, but I don't think simp is a good word to refer to people nowadays because, insult is the word simp, and I don't like that. So I teach them Mr. Soy. I mean, if you guys are want to watch Eagle Knight, I'll probably post a link in the description or at least at the end screen of this video. If you guys want to check out Eagle Knights, you will see the Eagle Knight characters and stuff. So yeah. Here's a non-human mech, another mech design that I made as well. And this eventually became the inspiration for the mech running robot cartoon I did the other day. I think I drew this first, and then I did the animation second. Yeah, because I do these drawings in my free time. So when I'm finished doing 20 drawings, I usually just record myself just talking about my drawings and stuff. Yeah. So this is when the drawing I did before I did the running robot cartoon. Yeah. I think I was drawing these sketches when I was working on Karate with episode 13 as well, I think. Yeah. So let's go to the next page. Here's Luna the Vampire Bat, who I talked about before. Luna the Vampire Bat. She just has different like suit and stuff. I didn't want to draw her in different clothing aside from the full body pants that she usually has, like the tights she usually wears. So I just decided to draw her with like a superhero outfit, pretty much. Yeah, I wanted to try her design with different clothing at least. I also thought she wore dresses too as well. Well, the Vampire Bat. Also, one more thing, she has a crush on Kenji, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty funny. At least she can develop a crush on him. Speaking of robot characters, here's the Sword Knight robot character. There's other robot character I draw and stuff. Yeah, as you can see here, the pages, the shading smudged off from here to appear here. As I was drawing on the other page, like I drew the other page, and then the like smudges, a little smudge of the shading. Other drawing came onto here. Yeah, kind of ruined the drawing a bit. The reason why this is kind of the reason why I don't usually color my drawings in my sketchbook is because the color will fade off into the other page and stuff. Or when I use normal color pencils and stuff. Yeah. So if you guys are wondering why I never color my drawings, usually this is the reason why. The shadings and stuff. Yeah, the mess. It makes a mess in my sketchbook sometimes. I mean, I can do more watercolor drawings. I do love doing watercolors like watercolor watercolor drawings too sometimes. Yeah, because watercolor is really cool because it allows you not to make a mess in your sketchbook, especially if you have an acid-free sketchbook. You're able to do like a lot of watercolor drawings, and those usually don't make a lot of mess as much as the normal color pencils and stuff. So if I do decide to do more color drawings, I probably just do the watercolor, honestly. Yeah, they dry quickly too, so that's good. Yeah, speaking of robot character, I didn't talk about the robot character. Yeah, this is sort of a robot character. It kind of looks like a Ben 10 character, honestly. It's kind of like one of the aliens that Ben 10 turns into. Yeah. Here's Carrie the cat from Kyle Adventures, a cat girl character. I guess you can technically say she's like Hugo's sister, technically. Probably not because. Well, probably not because the cats are they're different color and stuff in Kyle Adventures, so they're probably not brother and sisters. Probably not. Yeah. I guess because the cats on Cat Island are probably not even related to each other, so probably allowed to breed, but I'm not sure. Yeah, just kind of this carry the cats. Here's Harpy from Falcon Force. She's Angel's sister, Angel's younger sister. Yeah, I kind of had to age restrict that video Falcon Force 3 because I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't that kind of crazy. It's not like it's like a soft core nonsense in it, but it's like the subject matter the subject matter of the cartoon was pretty dark and stuff. So I had to age restricted stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's Angel from Falcon Force 3. He's an Afro Harpy Lady character who's definitely more anthropomorphic than Angel usually is. Yeah. I mean, she was originally not supposed to be Angel's sister, but I just kept on drawing her and I wanted to include her in more stories too. Yeah, I drew her separately from. I've been drawing her for years, and I drew her separately from Angel until I included her in a comic and just be Angel's sister and stuff. So yeah, Angel, fuck me. She's a drawing of I guess a church. It's more like a it's more like a what else kind of church is called? Like a old world kind of church that you usually see in in Europe and stuff. Those kind of those churches are called again. But I know that I have a specific name for these kind of like old world kind of this old world kind of churches and stuff. I guess there's kind of just like this in Christianstead and Croy too. Yeah, in the middle of Christianstead and Registead and stuff too. I forgot what a church is called again. I know these churches have a name with them. These like high end kind of these tall like castle like churches and stuff. Usually like old world churches. Well, I don't have a name for them, but I forgot what they're called again. It's especially for this design and stuff for those high end castle churches and stuff. Yeah. I forgot what I don't have a name for it. And I think of a name right now, but I can't think of it right now though. Let me see. Nah, I'm not sure. Maybe I have to think about it when I'm skimming through the drawings at least. Yeah. The church. Here's an Afro teddy bear lady character. I did name her this character before. I know it's an Afro teddy bear lady character. Yeah, I think she appeared in Falcon Force as well. Falcon Force 3 as well. Yeah, it's a cute teddy bear lady character. Yeah. I guess it's not too. At least it's not too revealing. At least, I mean, it gives our not very fluidity and stuff. Here's some drawings, some turtles, some turtle drawings. Here's a tortoise, alligator, a stepping turtle, and a sea turtle. Yeah. I think I the animations of all these characters except for the sea turtle one. I think I the animations of both the tortoise and the turtle. Here's Haku, the sea dragon character. I like the jaw too, which I also made an animation of, which technically didn't get that much love at all on YouTube. Uh, yeah, the individual animations usually don't get that much love unless I combine them together. I guess because YouTube doesn't like shorts that are not just in a short feed, so they don't recommend the animated shorts. Yeah, I could just make animations just for YouTube Shorts specifically, but people usually go on YouTube Shorts usually don't watch the other videos. Yeah, yeah. It's Haku the Sea Dragon. Here's the spine kaiju character that I like the jaw as well, like a dinosaur spine kaiju character. I guess he's thinking of dinosaur kaiju, but he's more like dinosaur like instead of like more kaiju, like more monster like. Yeah, he's definitely more dinosaur. And that's been it. My part 7 of my Strathmore sketchbook. Yeah, these videos definitely do deserve more love on YouTube, at least. I guess because it's called a Strathmore sketchbook, it's too much of a tongue twister for YouTube to recognize, so people usually don't click on them. Or people just don't like my sketchbook tours anymore. But I'll probably continue to make them anyway, because I have so much fun. So, just talk about my drawings. So, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Maybe the church that I made was a Lutheran church or something. Hello there, and this is part 8 of my Strathmore sketchbook. As you can see here, I got a total of 20 new drawings to show you guys, with both old and new characters alike. And start off with a little updates. I also started to notice that the sketchbook tours are actually getting views again, which I appreciate. That's why you don't give up on your dreams, kids. Yeah. Even if you upload a video that doesn't get any viewership, there might be a chance that any video on your channel can just explode in views all of a sudden. That's essentially what happened with most of my flipbook videos. Yeah. I mean, I guess the flipbook videos were popular from the start because they're usually doing better than the animations, than the digital animations, but they didn't start getting more views until like I guess the Mr. Blob flipbook, I guess. Yeah. And that same love for the flipbooks is starting to rub off my sketchbook tours again, which I appreciate. Yeah. Even though your YouTube videos are not the popular fad at this current time, you can at least gain certain odds because at least someone will like your videos at least. Yeah. I'm mostly just making these videos for fun, so there's no pressure of me making these kind of videos. It's pretty much like a hobby and stuff. Even if I did get paid on YouTube, I probably will never work a full-time job on YouTube, honestly, because it's too much to keep up with. Yeah, especially with the clicks on YouTube, because clicks are kind of everything on YouTube now. So enough rambling on about YouTube and stuff. So let's start off with the sketchbook tour. Where I ended off with Haku the Dragon and the Spine Kaiju, and let's start off with the new drawings and stuff. He's the Star Wall from my Star Wall flipbook. He's pretty much a star nose ball, but his star nose actually looks like a star this time. Kind of like a star from Super Mario, honestly. Yeah, because the star the nose on star nose balls do look like stars, but they're more like a starfish kind of like star than like actual star like this one is. I guess I kind of cartoonified a bit and stuff to be more interesting. Yeah. Also, star nose moles in real life, their noses are kind of more terrifying, kind of, or at least more creepy than like here. Yeah. I guess I just decided to be more cuter, more cuter, more appealing. Yeah. I made a flipbook as the Star Bowl. Here's Luna the Vampire Bats, as usual. For those of you who don't know, a little updates. At least another update. I'm currently remaking the first werewolf comic. of my first werewolf comic. I'm currently remaking it on Newgrounds as of now. Yeah, which I should have done that years ago, honestly, or at least when I re-released it on Newgrounds back in 2024 or 2025, I think. Yeah, especially with the outdated drawings and everything, because that comic was really old. I think I was still in college when I made the first werewolf comic. Honestly, yeah, that was back in like 2020. It was the first werewolf comic. That's how old it is. And I was pretty much still in college at that time. So, yeah. So I'm currently remaking it to be like better updated in art style and fully colored too. So hopefully I'll get that finished soon, or at least like a week from now. Because that comic is kind of long too. So with multiple segments in between the story and stuff. And this is one of the characters, Luna the Vampire Bat, so you guys already know. Yeah. She's technically from Werewolf, so it's the comic and stuff. For those of you who don't know. Oh, jeez. Yeah. This is the Bird Warrior character. Like a tribesman Bird Warrior character and his spear and stuff. And like, yeah, it's a Bird character. Kind of like an anthropomorphic like Bird Warrior character. Here's the X-Knight War character, which I actually colored this time. And for those of you guys don't know, this is the reason why I use watercolor pencils. Yeah. When I actually draw on the other page, the stuff that came up on this page kind of trying to mess up the other page like this and stuff. And leaves a mess and stuff. That's why I use watercolor pencils. Yeah. I guess because with watercolor, you're able to like do the same color pencil art, but you're able to like use water to actually blend the colors a little bit better, so it doesn't leave a mess on your sketchbook. Especially if you have an acid-free sketchbook like this one. At least I think it is acid-free. Let me see. Probably isn't acid-free, but most sketchbooks are usually acid-free for you to do like oil paintings and watercolor drawings stuff. Yeah, at least that's most sketchbooks nowadays. Yeah, especially when you don't want to leave a mess on your paper like what I did here. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much the X-Knight Warrior character, which is inspired by Dark Nuts from Zelda and Lego Bionicle. Yeah. Lego Bionicle were the coolest toys ever when I was a kid. I always wanted when I guess I kind of already said that in my art sketchbook toys, but I just wanted to acknowledge it again because those were really fun times when I was a kid. Yeah, playing with toys and stuff. But by the time I was able to get a Lego Bionicle, I was kind of already too old not to play with toys. So by the time I was able to buy one and like actually build one, I guess you're not too old for Legos, but no, I guess there are Legos for adults too. Yeah, because Lego Bionicle, like Bionicle's part of Lego. I guess you're not too old for Lego at least. Yeah. Maybe if I ever do get back into Lego Bionicle anyway, I'll probably just do them as like build them up and collect them. Honestly, that's probably what I'll do. Probably like sell them, probably in like eBay or something. If I was able to do it. Yeah, those are cool. Those are really cool toys, honestly. Here are some robot characters I decided to draw. Yes, these are more unknown warrior characters. I mean, unknown robot characters. That's what I meant. Here's the running robot character, and these are some other robot characters who I did been drawing, but I don't think I came up with a name for these characters yet. Yeah, yeah. I think this character right here was part of Scrappy Discovery too. And this character, I think most of these characters were part of Scrappy Discovery, except for this robot character. Yeah. Usually, I don't come up with names for all of my character designs. That's usually why they're just normal sketches and stuff. I guess these are just drafts for characters I can eventually include in a cartoon or at least in a story eventually. Yeah. This is mostly like concept art. Here's the Elfly character who I also don't have a name for yet. Yeah. I guess if I able to make another cartoon pilot, I'll probably include her in it at least. Because the same thing applies to like characters like Figgy the Squirrel, who I've been drawing for years, but I haven't really come much story for her until recently, when I include her in the Delta's Delivery Service cartoon palette and stuff. Yeah, she was like a side character in that story. For those of you that are familiar with my DeviantArt, which I don't have anymore, or at least I don't upload there anymore, Figgy the Squirrel is usually one of my main characters I used to upload to DeviantArt all the time and stuff. And yeah, and the scam bots pretty much drove me away from my website. I mean, the account is still technically there, but I don't want to upload there anymore because I don't trust that website anymore. Yeah, I already made a rant video on that one already, so yeah. Let's continue. Here's Delta, the Air4 Play Lady from Delta's Delivery Service. And this is another character that I made concept art for years, like illustrations and drawings of her for years, and I started only recently include her in cartoons and stuff, which is kind of cool, honestly. Maybe I'll include that for the Elf Lady character in Figgy the Squirrel. I might make their own cartoons based on those characters. I mean, I technically already did with Figgy the Squirrel. I did make a cartoon specifically for her, but that cartoon didn't get enough love on YouTube, at least. But as a Delta's Delivery Service, that cartoon probably really exploded in views, which honestly, I think it's catching up to the Stone Ninja in terms of how many views that's getting in terms of my cartoon pilots, which I appreciate. Also, Delta's Delivery Service was the first cartoon I wish was the first video I made this year, honestly. At least I think it was. Yeah, because I was still making it. I managed to finish it before the year ended, and I managed to upload it at the beginning of this year. Yeah. At least I finished it. I finished it in like late 2025, like the last few days of 2025, and then I uploaded it in 2020, the first day of 2026. Yeah. Here's some doll characters, like a Dachshund and like a Chihuahua. I guess Dachshunds are really that much. They're not that bigger than Chihuahuas. I guess Chihuahuas are pretty small dogs too. They're really small. Yeah, I guess there are kind of large Dachshunds too, and wiener dogs in general. Yeah, but this is supposed to be like a Dachshund kind of dog. And Dachshunds are pretty much my favorite dogs just based on their body shape alone. They're pretty cool. They're pretty funny. I guess they're kind of like badger dogs because the reason why their bodies are so long is because they dig in the dirt to catch badgers and stuff. That's what we bred them for. Yeah, they're the cutest things ever, honestly. Yeah, they're bred to catch badgers in the ground. That's why their bodies shape like that. Or wiener dogs in general. Here he shot the jackalope from Werewolf as well. It's kind of like a mythical creature too. And Werewolf has plenty of mythical creatures in it as well. As vampires, centaurs, minotaurs, and werewolves and goblins and stuff in Werewolf. I guess because it's a combination of both anthropomorphic and like mythical creature stuff in Werewolf. Yeah. I think Zelda was also inspiration for Werewolf too. I think it was Castlevania, and both Castlevania and Legend of Zelda were inspiration for Werewolf. By the way, especially since especially since before Werewolf, I was like playing a lot of Castlevania, like the old Castlevanias, like the SNES one. I think it was Castlevania 4 one that I played a lot that became the inspiration for Werewolf. I think. Yeah, because I had that Nintendo Switch and I had the Virtual Console. Yeah, I was playing a lot of Castlevania. Yeah, I got to Castlevania from this channel called Some Call Me Johnny, who used to play all these video games and stuff. And I'm subscribed to him. I'm currently subscribed to him too. And I used to like recommend like certain gamers or recommend people like certain games and stuff that I wanted to get into. So Castlevania was one of those games that I wanted to play and was inspired by his reviews and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Castlevania just seems like the coolest concept for a show ever, honestly. And especially the anime that came out too. That was very cool. At least I think it was the anime, like Castlevania that came out. I think it was on Netflix, I think. It was it probably was an American cartoon or it was an animation. of Castlevania on Netflix. That's why I know about it. Yeah, I always wanted to watch it, but it was like buried underneath other content on Netflix. I couldn't find it that much. And I don't think it was on Netflix like for long either. Yeah, can't get can't get classes like Castlevania, but can get nonsense like Big Mouth. Man, that's still nonsense like that. Here's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. A Tyrannosaurus, a dinosaur character. Yes, a T Rex. Yeah. I kind of updated his design a little bit because I do animations of this character too. Yeah, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. They're the coolest animals ever, honestly. Here's Bunny Dog from Cat Badger and Bunny Dog. It's a cute dog girl character. And she's technically like the queen of the Canine Kingdom in Badger Dog and Bunny Dog comic, which I revealed and stuff. Yeah. I guess she technically has the power to be as normal as possible, technically. Because she's a queen, she has like royal abilities and stuff, but she just wants to be a normal. She wants to be like a normal and stuff. She wants to be able to chat to people and stuff. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen Bad Catcher Bunny Dog, I kind of recommend it. You can watch it on my new. You can read the comic on my Newgrounds and stuff. If you're interested in the story. But if you guys didn't know, Cat Badger Bunny Dog is about Bunny Dog trying to be normal because she's like the queen of a canine kingdom. She's trying to pull off her duties just to be normal and stuff. Yeah, I guess she technically inherited the kingdom from her father technically, and she didn't. I guess she didn't. I guess she grown too overwhelmed. She became overwhelmed and stuff, and to take care of her duties and stuff. Yeah. I guess she got. Oh, I guess I can say she got overwhelmed with ruling the kingdom for so long that she misses what being normal was in her life and stuff. Yeah. Here's a. I guess this is kind of like a cute cat coming out of a box and stuff, but I kind of got the perspectives kind of wrong a little bit. This was originally supposed to be like a cube drawing, but I included it into a cat trying to be more cuter in that way. But the perspectives are kind of wrong a little bit. I think I should have just erased this part about it and stuff and kept the other perspectives on it, like the inside here on the cube right here, like this line right here that goes down here and then turns right. I should have erased that and then kept the box like this. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could technically do it. I guess I could do it now, but nah. Probably just keep it that way. Just this is normal sketch and stuff. Here's Merlin, the fairy dragon, which I also did animations of, and I also included him in a comic. I included him in Fucking Force 4, I believe. I think Fucking Force 4 was it was Fucking Force 4 is when the talent got injured from. Yeah, because he took down Merlin and stuff. And Merlin can be kind of a prankster a bit. He goes on pranking people and harassing them. Yeah. It's pretty funny dragon character. Don't the cute eyes fool you. He's a menace. Here's Kaida from the Flyest Dragon. Who's Jake's girlfriend in the Flyest Dragon stuff. Yeah, I did do a sequel to Flyest Dragon too, which is more comedy based than most of my other comics and stuff. I would like to do more variety of different kind of comics and stuff. It's still like usual action comics I usually make. I mean, I do love doing action comics, but I kind of already do enough action series as a whole. So I already got Karate Bugs, I already got Werewolf, and I already got Fucking Force. That are technically already action comics and stuff. So I wanted to lean more into comedy stuff too, with the Flyest Dragon as well. And Kaida was a main contributor to the Flyest Dragon comic. Yeah, she's one of the main characters of that comic too. Here's Master Anton from Karate Bugs, as usual. Yeah. I guess I got confused with drone ants and worker ants. I guess he's technically a worker ant. because drones are technically like male ants who are powerful enough, but their only purpose is for mating with the queen and stuff. They're different from most other ants and stuff. And then Karate Bugs episode 13, I revealed that Mr. Anton dated the Ant Queen before she became dated the Ant Queen, and she wanted him to rule the kingdom with her, and he decided not to do it because he had dreams and stuff as usual. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, I guess he's technically like one of the worker ants, like the top worker ants and stuff, instead of a drone ant. But I guess technically he can technically be a drone ant because drones technically have wings too, compared to other ants too. Yeah. So that's Mr. Anton. Here's another dinosaur character. Pretty much, I guess it's more like a dinosaur, like a sauropod dinosaur kaiju. Because I included them with like horns and sails and stuff. I guess he's more like what Morris is. Morris from I guess that's what his name is. What's that Pokemon name again? That sauropod Pokemon. Morris. I think that's what it's called. That's what it's called. Amoris or Morris. I noticed a sauropod dinosaur in Pokemon that had like a cell like similar to this one. It's like an ice rock type, and it's like a dinosaur. I know Tyrantrum is the T Rex Pokemon, but there's another one. I think it's called a Morris. I think. Let me know in the comments what how you pronounce the name of the sauropod dinosaur Pokemon. I know it's either called a Morris or Amoris. I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. Here's a character this is a kind of obscure character. This is Sarah, the wrestler from my women's wrestling characters. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, I had a cartoon of her. Since she's a wrestler, I had a cartoon of her applying the camel clutch on a jobber lady, and that got a lot of views on YouTube. I mean, it was age restricted, but I didn't want to. I mean, I guess it was technically like kind of like like wrestling can be kind of like sexual enough, honestly. And she's doing the move in a dress, honestly. And I guess, yeah, I didn't want that to be. I mean, I did age restricted it, but I didn't want to start problems with my channel, so I had to delete it. I mean, it's only exclusive on Newgrounds, pretty much. Yeah, Sarah the wrestler. You gotta watch out for almost wrestling videos on YouTube in general. Yeah, wrestling is already sexual enough, so yeah. Here are some narwhals. Narwhal drawings. Yeah, narwhals are pretty cool, honestly. I remember the narwhal meme that that old narwhal video, the narwhal music video, like narwhals swimming in the ocean. No, that one. Yeah, causing a commotion because they're awesome. I love that music video. I kind of love how they just recently got popular again. The memes come back. I mean, the cool thing about memes in general is that they can just come back, honestly, as long as people demanding them come back and stuff. Yeah, I know people don't like it when cartoons include memes, or they don't like it when people use outdated memes. But memes can come back if people demand them to. Honestly, if there's like an old meme that people demand come back, they can technically come back. Honestly, and the narwhal meme was one of them. Yeah, I love that music video. It's pretty funny. So I draw some narwhals. Speaking of characters that I draw for years, and I included them in a future animation, here's Mr. Spider from Delta's Delivery Service. And I've been drawing this character for years too. He's one of my reigning robot characters. And the inspiration for this design was Metagross from Pokemon as well. Because he kind of does like Metagross too. Yeah. I guess he's more like a bipedal Metagross, because Metagross is more like a spider, more four-legged. I guess his character is called Mr. Spider, honestly, because he's more like a four-legged kind of robot character. It's kind of like a bot or a little bit. Yeah, and I included him in a. He's one of the boss characters. He's one like the characters. Who's the boss of one of the above Chopper and Delta and Delta's delivery service. Yeah, I think I make animations of this character too. Yeah, very cool robot character. Here, James the Bat from Pocket Force. I guess he's more like a fruit bats. Honestly, he's more like a flying fox bat character. Yeah, flying foxes are pretty cool, honestly. But the only thing I don't like about flying foxes is that they're when they hang from the trees, they're like they're junk mail. This is in your face. You look at any photo of them upside down. Yeah, they're junk mail. You don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Other than that, the cartoon flying foxes are pretty cool, or at least flying foxes in general. So I based a character on them, James the Bat. Yeah. So that's been part 8 of my Strathmore sketchbook. I think I should be done with this sketchbook too soon too. I guess I got a few pages left as well. Maybe 2 more sketchbook tours. Probably I'll be already finished with the sketchbook, which is pretty cool, honestly. I just love basically sketchbooks in general. Yeah, I know I kind of with regards to these sketchbooks, I usually dedicate a page to one character at least. Like for example, is this drawing right here? I dedicate like a whole page to like one character. Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta start including more characters in more of these drawings to make the sketchbook toys pop out more. Yeah, I guess it makes the drawings more stand out more, but it just leaves more. It just leaves all this blank space to include more drawings at least. Yeah, I should have fill these pages more often. I guess I fill the pages with more of my bigger sketchbook, my Sukhoi sketchbook, where when I'm able to actually draw more comics. These sketchbooks are pretty small, honestly. My hand pretty much takes up most of the sketchbooks. So these sketchbooks are pretty small, honestly. So it's kind of hard to include like a lot of characters on one single page. Yeah. So that's make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello, everyone, and this is part 9 of my Strathmore sketchbook. And as for the usual 20 drawings to show you guys, and I'm currently almost finished with the sketchbook too. I only have a few pages left. So after this sketchbook tour, after this part, I'll have 13 pages left in order to make drawings and stuff. So by that time, I'll already be finished with the sketchbook. Yeah. So I got total 20 drawings to show you guys, and it's 20 new drawings of both old and new characters as usual, with both character art and life drawings. And for my drawings, when it comes to my drawings, like I usually draw one character per page. The reason why I usually do that is because it makes the drawing stand out more than usually than fill like a page with a lot of characters in it. Yeah, especially in these smaller sketchbooks. Because when a sketchbook page is filled with a lot of characters, it's kind of hard to look at and stuff sometimes. Especially when I look at other sketchbook tours on YouTube, people usually draw on more characters, or at least a lot of characters on one page, and it's like a lot to look at. And yeah, it makes me kind of busy sometimes. Yeah, so I usually dedicate a page to a character at least, especially in at least smaller sketchbooks. Maybe I'll leave if I do have to make more drawings on one page. I'll probably just include more in my Sukhoi sketchbook. That's usually where I do most of my other drawings on a page, because that sketchbook is kind of large, so it's kind of easier to make more than one character drawing on one page that way. Yeah, yeah. Because these smaller sketchbooks, these pages are pretty small, so it's kind of like hard to include like a bunch of characters right here, or like for example, is James Bond drawing. If I zoom again, it might have to be smaller, and I have to fill the page a lot. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's start. Here's Betsy the cow lady from Stone Ninja. Yeah, her name was Woozy Carry the cow, and I changed it to Betsy the cow because it was Betsy is a more fitting name for her than Carrie. Yeah. Also, when I made the short of Carrie, No, not Betsy. Betsy. I got a comment saying that people thought that like female cows don't have horns. They actually do. Female cows actually do have horns. It depends on genetics, not the gender of the animal itself. Yeah, certain like depends on the breed of the cow. Like certain female cows will have horns and stuff. Yeah, it's more like a genetic thing. I think, but I guess people were thinking of antlers on animals because antlers are more gender related than because that's usually used for male deer to actually fight for mates and stuff. While horns are more like a defensive kind of cartilage and stuff. It's more like a genetic thing. Yeah, so people kind of do have horns. Also, if you look up any anthropomorphic cow, like if you look up any character that's similar to Betsy, or at least anthropomorphic cows on Google, I guarantee you most of them have horns. Not as big as Betsy's, but they'll have horns, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the horns are probably the only way to tell if she's the actual cow, pretty much. Yeah. I don't think people could tell if she was the actual cow if I didn't include the horns. So, yeah, it's Betsy the cow. It's Kyle Haney character. Here is Figgy the Squirrel, as usual, being as cute as ever. I think I drew her in pants this time. Yeah, I do draw her in pants. Well, it's rare, but I do still draw her in pants and stuff. Sometimes in shorts. Yeah. I usually draw her in dresses and skirts usually because it's more like a feminine. Feminine? That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, it's more feminine. It's more girly that way because she's a girly character. But I drew her in pants this time, so I mean, yeah. And then not every girl wears skirts all the time and stuff. I know there's some girls that wear pants most of the times and stuff. Yeah. So I include this girl pants this time. Here's Drake the Dragon, my dragon character, Juan the Flyest Dragon, who is the Flyest Dragon. Yeah. I guess he has similar horns to Betsy the cow. I mean, he's technically a dragon, not a cow, so yeah. He's technically one of my oldest characters I have still now, besides from the Pummeler and Sarah. Yeah. I think I made this character before I was making videos on YouTube too. I think I made him as early as my senior year in high school. That's how old the character is. Yeah, I only reimagined and reinvented him once I made the Flyest Dragon comic. Yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with my old comic jobs video, that old sketchbook that I had. Yeah, that's usually what sketchbook I had in high school. Yeah, during my drawing classes and stuff. I still have to this day. Yeah. I currently have every sketchbook that I did recordings of currently right now, and I got a bookshelf for them. Yeah, to keep them. Just have a sketchbook collection. So that's Jake the Dragon. He's a normal dragon guy character. Here's the false dragon character. The false dragon. He pretends to be a friendly dragon to trick travelers into thinking that he's a friendly dragon and preys on them. Yeah. Yeah, he eats people. Yeah, watch out for the false dragon. He's like a lizard pretending to be a dragon. Yeah. Here's I guess it's the dinosaur, not dinosaur kaiju. It's like I guess it's technically a dinosaur character that I've been drawing a lot lately. I did do a flipbook video of this character. I think it's called the Growing Kaiju, but it kind of didn't make any sense because because kaijus are already kaijus technically. I mean, kaijus are already pretty large, so we have a character that grows to kaiju kind of doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so he's more like a dinosaur than a kaiju. Because I love dinosaurs. He's just sleeping about. Yeah. Don't wake him up. Very grumpy. You might make him grumpy. Here's the Moss Lady character I draw as well. I draw her a lot too. I think she was a Fallen Force 3 as well. Comic that had an age restrict, not because of how sexual it is, but the subject matter in general. Yeah, I guess it is technically. Oh, it's not actually like it's not like it's actual corn or anything, but it's like it is kind of like the subject matter is kind of mature and stuff. It comes to like those kind of subject matters and it comes to like incels and femcells and stuff. Yeah, I kind of age restricted it. I mean, the characters are making out in the comic, but it's not like actual sex or anything like that in the comic. It's just the subject matter in general. If you guys are familiar with Funko Force 3. Yeah. The weird thing about Funko Force 3 is that I didn't make a Funko Force comic in 2 years. And that was the first comic I made of Funko Force in the past 2 years. Yeah. And now I've been consistently making Funko Force comics now again. That's because I was too focused on Werewolf and Karate Bugs that I wasn't able to make any of my other comics or stories and stuff. So I just recently got back to making Funko Force comics, which is pretty cool. Especially since the characters in Funko Force eventually cross over into the characters in Werewolf during like World War IV and stuff. I think Talon the fucking and the police force joined up with Kenju and the Mythical Alphas to form like a kind of like a mini Justice League kind of group. Yeah. Maybe I'll make more stories on the Mythical Alphas individually and stuff. It might include more of these characters in them. Yeah. It's a monthly character. Here's a griffin. Because griffins are cool. I'm drawing a griffin. Yeah. Griffins are cool. Kind of eagle-lion hybrid. They kind of be one of the coolest creatures ever, aside from Bubble Tinkers and kaijus or kaiju dinosaurs in general, or kaiju monsters. Yeah. So this is a griffin. He's speaking of a cool mythical creature. He's a Kirin. I guess it's like a Chinese mythical creature. It's more like a deer dragon kind of hybrid. I think it's mostly like I guess it's more like a mythical deer more than an actual dragon. Yeah. I just know it has a lot of like patterns, like kind of like a dragon, similar to. I guess it's kind of like a deer dragon hybrid, probably. Yeah. It's very cool, honestly. I didn't draw Kirins in a while either. I think I did do a drawing video of a Kirin once. Yeah, I did a drawing video. And it did well on YouTube. Yeah. Here's the Goblin Lady character. Oh, I've had a lot of girl characters. Yeah, I didn't know I had that many girl characters. Yeah. I guess it's I just like drawing like cool girly characters and stuff. Yeah. I guess it's just based off of the friends I used to have in high school. I don't think I ever had a girlfriend, but I had what the kids call a complication. I have a complicationship with a girl. Yeah, a girl, like multiple girls that I had complications with. It's kind of like it's complicated stats on Facebook kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, and these girls I used to just hang out and talk to all the time, even though I wasn't exactly dating them yet. Yeah. I guess it was I guess I didn't want to actually date them because I didn't want to hang out with them, but I didn't want to like actual get into a relationship yet because I was too busy to focus on my classes. So yeah, I guess multiple of these girl characters I keep drawing are based on those kind of girls I used to talk and chat with all the time. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna leave off any names because it's YouTube. Yeah, the internet and stuff. Goblin Lady character. Here's a cool drawing. It's a harpy eagle. It was the Amazon harpy eagle in Amazon who hunts monkeys and sloths and stuff. It's very powerful. I think it's one of the more powerful eagles ever, honestly, because talons are pretty huge. I think it's bigger than the ones I drew here, because the talons they're very scary birds and stuff. It's especially scary for eagles. I mean, eagles are already terrifying enough, but you have harpy eagles, which are probably even more terrifying than normal eagles. Yeah. They can take down monkeys and sloths from the trees and stuff. Yeah, kind of crazy. That swoop in and attack you if you're a squirrel monkey or a spider monkey, or even like a sloth or anything like that. I guess harpy eagles usually don't hunt sloths as much because sloths aren't really that tasty anyway. But if you're a monkey, yeah, you gotta watch out. Okay, let's go next page. Here's the Yeti again, who I also did a drawing video of. I think I did I did a more detailed drawing this time of the Yeti. At least he's like facing like more. I guess this is technically a better drawing than one I did a drawing video of, honestly. At least that's what I think. Because he's like facing the other way, and I drew more like a pose and stuff as compared to the drawing video. But that video did do well on YouTube anyway, so that's what I appreciate. Even in terms of drawing videos, it did well. Yeah, this Yeti. Speaking of Falcon Force, here's Talon, the main character of Falcon Force, along with his wife Angel and their kids and stuff. Yeah, Talon the Falcon. I think Talon the Falcon did end up joining up with Kenju, the wolf and werewolf, and then they formed the Milk Alphas and stuff. Yeah. I mean, they did disband the Milk Alphas immediately, but they could technically come back together. I think this is the first time I actually did crossovers of my characters and stuff. I think I also include Abby the Bee from Karate Bugs and in Werewolf as well. And I guess I can say that Werewolf takes place years after Karate Bugs. Honestly, I can definitely say that because the character that is obviously Abby from Karate Bugs. Yeah, she's the queen now and stuff during that story. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's technically Werewolf 4. Maybe I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, I think it's on Newground and stuff. Yeah. If you click the link, to my channel page to Newgrounds, you can find Werewolf 4, and then see the comic that way if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Or you can also read the Werewolf the Milk Alphas as well. Or if you're not into comics or reading comics, then you can just check out my comic read-throughs of those comics and stuff on my comic playlist. Yeah. Werewolf 4 and Werewolf the Milk Alphas. Yeah. Or if you want the standalone comics of this character, Talon, then Falcon Force is probably for you. Yeah. Oh, here's a character I enjoy in a while. It's Dracula from Werewolf. I call him Drac for short to help distinguish him from normal other Draculas from fiction and stuff, but he's technically just Dracula, honestly. Yeah, I think I've got a cool pattern right here, I think. He's wearing pants, technically. So, yeah, like that. Okay. He's also Luna's father, by the way, too. Yeah. I think he's the father of Luna the Vampire Bat. Yeah, he's also responsible for ruining Kenju's life and stuff. Yeah, because he didn't want werewolves to become a potential threat to his kingdom, so he attacked his family and stuff. It's got a crazy comic. I think it's Werewolf 3 I did that of real that. Yeah, I guess who knows that he probably persecuted other wolves technically, honestly. Yeah. Or other creatures that he might food with and stuff. Who knows? Not be more. I guess I can introduce more characters in Werewolf that has the same revenge on Dracula thing plots. That's Kinju. Maybe I'll include that in this. Let's include a character like that. Or it needs some new character. Maybe I'll think about that and stuff. Yeah. Speaking of vampires, here's a vampire lady. There's like a shy vampire lady character. It's kind of a cute vampire lady. Yeah. I think I did animation of her on Newgrounds, but it's kind of sus. Yeah. I guess what the kids call sus or bad. I mean, it's not a bad animation. I'm talking about like bad as in, baddie. Yeah. Yeah. I did animation of her biting. What's that character? What's the character called? Henry the Beaver. Yeah. She was biting Henry the Beaver and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail about that either. It's on YouTube. Here's some robot characters. Here's Console Man, the robot character, and then here's another robot character I've been drawing for years, but I haven't named him yet for some reason. Yeah, it's just characters I keep drawing, but I don't have come to names of yet. Yeah. I guess that vampire lady in the last drawing, I don't technically have a name for her either. Yeah, I guess that's the beauty of concept art. You can test out drawings that you want to create, and if someone's actually interested in your character, you can come up with a name for it, or a story for that character, or it's a comic or animation of that character. Eventually, people are interested. Yeah. especially when you're testing out like character art in general. I guess character art technically is my specialty when it comes to my art and stuff. I mean, I am good with life drawings. I am really good with life drawings. As most life drawings is usually what I do during my how to draw videos. I do life drawing, how to draw videos. I leave the character art for my sketchbook tours or animations and stuff. Yeah. So that's robot characters. Here's Kaida, the dragon from Planet Dragon, who's Jake's girlfriend. Yeah. I guess she's technically wearing pants this time, too. It's another girly character wearing pants. Yeah, this time our character design looks slightly different because her hair is not in a ponytail this time. Yeah, her hair's actually she actually let the hair down for this one. Yeah, because her hair is usually like tied up in a bun like this, and then it goes over like that. So here's her ponytail. She actually has long hair and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's a different character design for the same character I did before. I also drew her disappointed with life this time because I guess because I have a lot of drawings of characters smiling all the time, so I wanted to do a different expression for my character. Yeah, so that's kinda. Here's a cool drawing. Here's a Thompson's gazelle. It's a type of antelope in Africa. Yeah, this drawing actually came out really good. It actually came out better than I thought it would, honestly. Yeah, because I thought I would at least struggle with this, but I didn't. You see, I didn't do that much corrections with it because it came out perfectly, honestly. At least in my opinion, it came out good. It's a Thompson's gazelle, and these animals are really fast. I think only cheetahs are able to catch them, honestly. In terms of predators in Africa, only the cheetahs are able to catch these animals. That's how fast they are. Yeah, I guess cheetahs are technically faster than them, but in terms of like four-legged like herbivores in Africa, they're the fastest technically, and that's pretty cool, honestly. Thompson's gazelle. Here's Alucard, or Speedy for short. He's also, I guess he's technically the adopted son of Dracula, technically, because he's technically, yeah, I say technically too much. Yeah, he's he's adopted son of Dracula because he's a dragon, not a vampire. Yeah, I guess Dracula came to adopt him because he looked like a vampire. Yeah, he's a wyvern dragon character. Yeah, maybe I'll make a story. Maybe I'll make a story. I guess the next werewolf comic I'll make a focusing on Speedy the Dragon because he's featured prominently on both. He's featured prominently on both Werewolf and Falconforce, I think. Or is it Werewolf or the Flyers Dragon? I think it's Werewolf and the Flyers Dragon. He's mostly featured in. Yeah, as a more like a important character in certain cases. I guess he's technically more important in this next comic I'll make a werewolf probably. 'Cause I did want to include him more in the stories in terms of his relationship with Dracula, with his father Dracula and his sister and his stepsister Luna. Yeah. So here's a character, the Ant Queen from Karate Bugs, who used to be Master Anton's girlfriend. I guess they broke up because Master Anton had dreams and aspirations to lead the next Kingdom Fighters and stuff, and she didn't like it, so they broke up and stuff. I mean, she didn't want him to rule the kingdom along with her, but I guess he declined, so they broke up that way. Yeah, I guess I explained that already in War. I think she explained that already in Carnival's episode 13, I think, when I revealed her. Yeah. Because usually when I do animating a new character, I usually draw him again in my sketchbook. So it's like I memorize that character and stuff. It's kind of like how I do with Betsy the cow on after I made Stone Ninja pilot and stuff. I include her in more drawings and stuff. Yeah. I guess I drew Betsy more than I drew. I guess I can do Betsy more than I do the actual Stone Ninja character. Sally, I think. Yeah. Sneaky Sal, that's her name. Yeah, because it's a ninja. Here's Tiger, the cat from Kyle Adventures. He's like a saber tooth. Like he's like a normal cat that developed genes of like he mutated and got genes of like a saber tooth tiger. Yeah, so he's like a mini saber tooth tiger guy character. Cute that way. Yeah, I guess he's kind of strong like a saber tooth tiger too. The spring kind of adventures. I guess he has super strength technically. Yeah, he's saying hi to you guys. Got like a cute saber tooth tiger, like a mini one. So that's been my drawing so far, and only have 13 pages left. So I might have to make the finality of the sketchbook sooner or later. Yeah, I might have to buy a new sketchbook honestly. Maybe I'll make an unpacking of that video as well. Cause I just love drawing in general. Like drawing, I draw almost every day. That's why I'm able to get the sketchbook tours out so soon. So hopefully I'm able to do more sketchbook tours in the future. Maybe I'll increase the amount of length of these sketchbook tours. Maybe up to at least 30 or 25, at least 25 drawings at least. Because it was 15 before, then it was 20. Now I want to max them out to 25 drawings to make the sketchbook tours longer. So I need more watch time, honestly. Because YouTube rewards watch time on at least on videos that have been on the channel for years now. Yeah. My sketchbook tours are getting views again, which I appreciate. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it. Hello everyone, and this is the final part of my Strathmore sketchbook. Yeah, I managed to finish the sketchbook with 13 drawings left. Mostly both old and new characters alike. And I get, honestly, I guess it's an accomplishment when I finish a sketchbook. Yeah. Yeah. Especially since I've had a lot of finished sketchbooks in general. Especially since I basically draw every single day. Because I want to. I mean, if you're an artist, you don't necessarily have to draw every day, but I usually just draw every day anyway because it helps me mentally. Plus, it's a lot of fun too. So, especially when I'm like at the house bored, I just draw whatever I want. Yeah, I guess I can draw whatever I want, but I can't show everything I want. Yeah, I mean, I don't draw anything too like I don't draw anything like weird or sexual or anything like that, but. Yeah, I don't draw anything like that, but but it's still cool that you're able to finish my sketchbooks and stuff in general. You know, show my drawings in full. Yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna tell this video I finished my Strathmore sketchbook. Plus, there's also my other sketchbook. I bought a new sketchbook for Amazon and it showed up today. So it showed up on the same day as I finished the sketchbook. So yeah, hopefully I'll do unpacking in the same video as well. So I'm probably gonna this is gonna be both a sketchbook tour and an unpacking video. So let's start. Here's a cute elderly character who I like to draw a lot too. Yeah. I mean, I could technically draw her in different clothing, but I usually don't draw girl characters with dresses and stuff, especially like long dresses like this one. I mean, she's still cute anyway, but I still want to be able to draw her in different clothing sometimes. At least sometimes I want to. For instance, I do switch it up in my other characters, like Finky the Squirrel. For her, I usually change up her way she dresses and stuff. I usually sometimes draw her in her pants and shorts and stuff. I mean, this is an elfly character, so she might just like a girly one. I mean, she might as well wear dresses or skirts and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess the more girly characters usually wear dresses and skirts. Yeah. So that's my elfly character. Here's an amphitheater. Amphitheater. Yeah, amphitheater. It's a dragon snake character. Yeah. I guess he's more like a snake because he technically has no limbs. He's a dragon snake. He has no limbs and stuff, so he has wings and stuff and a tail. I guess he slithers on land naturally, but he can take off and fly wherever he wants to escape predators. Yeah. I guess he's technically more dragon-like because of the spikes on top of his head too. It's like his teeth in general. He also blow fire too, so like a dragon. So it's amphitheater, dragon character. Here's some dogs. I love dogs in general, honestly. That's I think I love more dogs. I think I love my own dogs more than I have to do with other people's dogs in general. Yeah, when it comes to other people's dogs, yeah, they become a problem sometimes. Yeah, especially if you're a stranger. Just especially a stranger chooses to walk around your neighborhood for exercises and stuff, you gotta deal with dogs all the time. Yeah, that's kind of like what I do. Yeah, there's different dog breeds here. There's a Dachshund, a Terrier, and a Bulldog. Yeah, these small dogs. Yeah, dog drawings. Yeah, I love dogs. Here's a Minotaur character who I draw occasionally. I mean, technically he's a villain and a werewolf because he's one of the Jack's henchmen, but he's also Betsy's boyfriend, Betsy the cow. Yeah, yeah, he's her boyfriend. Yeah, I do draw them together sometimes too, like them. At least throw my digital drawings on Newgrounds at least. Yeah, I don't think she would be dating him if she figured out that he was working for Jack. His little secrets and stuff. Yeah. I want to eventually name this character too. But yeah, I think he appeared in my comics not enough for me to name him yet. Yeah. He has to be more common character if I wanted to name him that way. But I usually don't include him a lot in Werewolf. Unless Ken decides to raid the castle again. Yeah. Let's go to the next page. Here's a monster character I like to draw. Cute monster character, cute baby monster, who hatched from an egg and goes on adventures and stuff. Here's some good handstanding, him being happy, and a normal drawing of him jumping for joy, and him being mad. Yeah, I guess I did include more drawings on one page this time, along with the dog drawings. Include more characters on one page. Yeah. But if I'm going to include more drawings on one page, it has to be the same character because it makes the character stand out more in these sketchbook tours than like including page with like a bunch of other characters. Yeah, it'd be too much to look at, honestly. Yeah, that's what I keep experiencing when I watch sketchbook tours on YouTube. People been like filling the page with lots of drawings, and it's like hard to look at sometimes. I mean, the drawings are pretty nice and they're great and all, but it's kind of hard to look at. It's kind of hard to focus on one specific drawings that stands out more than the other ones. Yeah, like when I watch sketchbook tours. Yeah. Here's a mech drawing. This is like a normal mech. I guess this is more like a dinosaur mech. Yeah, I wanted to draw more non-human mechs because I really love the designs of non-human mechs on Google. I googled non-human mechs. It's very cool mech designs. That's what I wanted to base this character off of too. Yeah. I also made a version of this character in one of my the video game that I made yesterday. Yeah, I made a video game called Robot Fun Time. You guys should check that out on my Newgrounds if you guys are familiar with that. Yeah. Currently on Newgrounds, it's not a good rating because this is the first time I made a video game. It's not the best game ever, honestly. It's just normal shooting up running gun game. It only has one stage or one area of that entire game. Yeah. Maybe I'll update that game more often as I get more experience in game design. But in the meantime, I'm kind of new to game design, so it's not the best game ever. So yeah, you check it out on my Newgrounds if you guys want to. Here's a dragon character. I guess this is a different design this time. I guess you can say this is a different species of false dragon. Yeah, it's technically what it is. It's a false dragon. It's like an iguana, like dragon, false dragon character, or at least a lizard who was pretending to be a dragon, because there's mane and stuff, and it's like a false dragon who pretends to be like is a lizard who pretends to be a dragon to prey on travelers who think dragons are friendly. Yeah, yeah. Watch out. Here's Angel the Falcon from Falcon Force. He's a bird lady character who is Talon's wife. And they currently have kids now. She has kids with Talon now. Yeah. I wanted to, maybe in the future, I might go Falcon Force comics in the future. Hopefully I will include more Falcon Force comics starring the kids. The kids go on adventures and stuff. More. Yeah. So hopefully I'll include more stories about their kids in general too. Yeah. Yeah, because which is supposed to be the plot not Werewolf, Falcon Force 4. Yeah, the kids in general, how they interact with each other. That was originally supposed to be, but I changed it when I changed it. I changed the story a bit because I was spending too much time just doing normal drawing stuff, comics and stuff. Yeah, I should definitely do more comics in general. Yeah, yeah. Here's a here's a hook fin tuna. No hook, not hook tuna. Hook fin salmon. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Hook fin salmon. Yeah, that's a bajonga fish. Yeah, it's cool drawing. It's life drawings. I love life drawings in general. That's pretty much what I learned. That's the first thing I learned when I took drawing classes. Is life drawings. They tell you to memorize the image, and you have to memorize the image all night, and then you got to draw it. You have to memorize the image, and then try to memorize it in your head, and try to and you register it to your finger, and then you draw things. And you draw it. Yeah, you imagine the drawing, and then you draw it and stuff. It takes a lot of imagination to do life drawings. Yeah. I guess the light drawings is real, especially the best light drawings you could probably possibly make you get into drawing is drawings of animals, especially like animals like fish, birds, and reptiles, maybe mammals too, but not humans. Humans are difficult to draw. I mean, I guess if humans were easy to draw, the world come up with a separate name in order to draw humans, like anatomy. Yeah, drawing humans is called anatomy. Yeah, if humans were easy to draw, they would probably would not become a separate name for it. Yeah, humans are pretty difficult to draw and stuff in general. So I used to do drawings of animals, not drawings. Here's a robot character who's also part of my robot shooting time game that I also made. He originally appeared in Skype Discovery comic, along with the other robot characters. I think he appeared in Skype Discovery 5, I believe. I think it was Skype Discovery 5, I think he appeared in. Because I haven't missed Skype Discovery 6, I missed Skype Discovery 5 that he made an appearance in. He's supposed to be a BattleBot. Yeah, that's what originally was supposed to be. Because I'm watching BattleBots Arena. Yeah, it's a pretty fun show to watch. Here's a Fox character. This is a Poppy Fox character. I just decided to come up with it out of nowhere. Yeah. It's a Poppy Fox character. It's a cute Fox character. Here's Betsy the cow, who I mentioned before. Yeah, this is her. Yeah, she's let me go back. Yeah, they're dating. She's dating this Minotaur right here. Yeah, this is a cow lady character. And it turns out that female cows actually do have horns, actually. It's not so much a gender thing like antlers are on deer. Yeah, cows actually do have horns. It depends on the breed of the cow, so it's more like a genetic thing. Because that's basically how cows defend themselves in general. It's not like with deer, where all deer have to do is run, so they don't have the horns like the male deer do. Yeah, because the male deers usually have antlers who are to fight for mates. But when it comes to cows, cows aren't that fast, so genetically, both male and female cows can have horns to defend themselves with. Yeah, yeah, because deer can mostly run away from their prey instead of actually fighting back. Well, cows can't do that, so genetically they have to have horns to defend themselves. Yeah, it's kind of like a character. I guarantee you, if you search up vocality on Google, you're gonna get most of them with horns. I mean, that's pretty much how you could tell it's a cow. Yeah, through her horns. Yeah. Here's a cat ninja. Cat ninja character who's his claws to slash people and stuff. Yeah. I guess this character, if I do end up making more episodes of Stone Ninja, this is probably like a villain character who fights Stingy Sow. Yeah, fights her. Yeah. It's gonna be like a Stone Ninja villain. At least potentially. If Stone Ninja book get picked up for a series, probably not, because Stone Ninja is very very rare cartoon I made. Yeah, I mean, it's the most viewed of one of my cartoon palettes, but it's not the most viewed in terms of like my cartoons in general on YouTube. Yeah, I think Karate Books episodes usually get more than Stone Ninja usually does. Yeah, I guess Stone Ninja can technically reach 1,000 views, which I hope it does. So more people get eye contact, people will watch it more, and hopefully studios will see it. But in the meantime, it just stays on YouTube as the normal pilot stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm too busy to focus on karate bugs for a series over Stone Ninja and Eagle Knight and like and others and Devil's Delivery Service. I think Devil's Delivery Service will end up surpassing Stone Ninja one of these days because that's getting a lot of views all of a sudden, which I appreciate. Yeah, so that's been the end of my Strathmore sketchbook. Yeah, I finished the sketchbook. I have all the pages finished. It's a lot of pages, a lot of drawings that I've been making for months now. Yeah, so let's unpack the other sketchbook right now. Let me see. Yeah, this sketchbook right here. I guess I can take a pencil and poke it. I can actually use a fork. I got it. Okay, I don't want the phone to fall. Okay. Comes that packing. Yeah, this is my Sakura sketchbook. I got the sketchbook because there's a lot of pages. There's a lot of pages here. Yeah, it's very cool. It comes a binder to bind it. It's kind of like my other sketchbook I have. I guess it's my hardcover sketchbook. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can tear it. Yep, my Sakura sketchbook. In terms of the pages, it's pretty cool. It's like my pocket sketchbook. Yeah, it's just the bigger version of my pocket sketchbook. And those are sturdy, so hopefully this will be sturdy as well. Yeah, and it comes with comes with this string here to tell you where you last read off and stuff. It's kind of like my pocket notebook here. My pocket notebook has the same thing, but this is a sketchbook and this is a notebook. It's kind of like the same kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have a lot of pocket notebooks and books in my shelf in general. What's this? Oh, this is just the cover. I want to keep the cover on it though. Yeah. Oh, that's this too. I wonder what this is. I guess this is a. Oh, these are paper in general. Yeah. So I can put the pencil in here. This is the whole thing to hold your pencil. And I can put the pencil in here. So I hold like this. It's professional. Professional sketchbook. Yeah, the pencils fell. So this is my Sakura sketchbook, and this is like beginning of a new era. So I hope I get more drawings in the sketchbook, and I do a sketchbook for the sketchbook, my Sakura sketchbook. Yeah. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it.